Hello, everyone. Gonna get this started. My name is Johnny Five, and welcome to the Friday Night Nodewar Podcast. We talk about PvP with a primary focus on Node Wars and Conquest, or also known as Siege. Not too much else to say. Let's go ahead and dive right into it.
Snake.
Oh, you're with them boys. Oh, that's right. Your name was on the list. I seen it.
What list?
Wait, do you guys at least have the morning crew?
What list? I didn't see the list.
Oh, no, I'm talking about, do you guys have the morning crew back in Snake yet or no?
Oh, like Trep and all them?
No, that's not morning crew, bro.
Who the fuck is the morning crew? Bro, I wasn't like OG Snake. I've been playing this game for a fucking year.
I'll get you the list later. We'll talk later.
All right. So I mean, we kind of talked about it briefly, but I kind of wanted to start the podcast for it. We had a lot of weird fights this week, or at least a couple of them that I didn't think were going to go in the way that they were going to. To start with, I guess we can go on the Friday fight. Wait, was it not Friday? What day of the week? Wednesday? Was that the 2v2 Panda?
Yeah.
You guys don't ask me, bro. I'm lost. I don't even know what day it is.
I don't know what day it is. I don't know either, apparently.
It was on Wednesday.
It's crazy that the alcoholic knows.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's because she's sober this time.
I'm sober this time alone.
So it was Corrupt and Zerg versus CC and Static, who was up here. I watched a good amount of the Wiz VOD, the Wiz and the Block VOD, and it was basically like Zerg would ride this way, and they had a flag up on the like little flat grounds, and then there's like all these rocks and this like nice little choke point. They just sit on the rocks and just farm Static as they would come in. That's all they would do. And then they like push towards Static, and then they would fight Static near their base, and then they would get mostly wiped and then fall back to the choke and the flag. And then they just did that for like 30 or 40 minutes, and then I ended the VOD because I wanted to watch the smoked fight Barcode and Vented. But I was like, I was very surprised because I didn't have any sort of information or relay on what was happening. I just know at the start of the war that Corrupt, we sat at our base until we had 2 flags pocketed, and then we pushed CC and we were on offense for CC. And Static did like a huge dive on us to try to clear our flag when we had basically like wiped into your guys' base. They
griefed killing that flag. They should have left it there.
They died. But I think they went from like 60 to 0 in that one push or something like that. They died quick, apparently.
It was dumb that they went for the flag on the island. I literally told them to leave it there. Like, whoever your flag placer who put it there actually
this
dented.
Island? Yeah, I don't know why.
Dude.
The island's
was so
fantastic.
great.
I didn't like it. I was like, no, why are we? I spawned up the first time. I looked left, I looked right. I'm like, what in the fuck? Who placed this thing?
Oh, dude, there were so many people that were dying in the water. They were like, fuck this flag.
Yeah, it was definitely not what I expected. It's T4. I think the CC in a Corrupt fight went about as expected. I did not think Zerg was going to beat Static. I thought it was going to be Static on offense for that. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, they were on D the whole time. Yeah. That base trade was pretty nutty too.
The one
I thought for sure you guys had it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We fucked up on our end. We were calling for CTG, but somebody said Shay, which is our defensive lead's name, as soon as we were saying CTG. So Shay thought Soggy said Shay CTG, and so she CT'd us back at base. And so like base was getting cleared out, and there was a CTG, and he's like, "Where the fuck is that CTG? Who planted that?" And it's like, "It's at home." Fuck. And it's like, okay, whatever.
No.
Yeah, our four got low as fuck twice, and we were able to full tap that shit back up.
We did not fully tap it back up.
We tapped it up from 0.5 all the way to like 30%. That was solid.
Yeah.
That was after the materials buff, right? Or the change?
The change, yeah. That's after the change. It's still the tap timers are still short. You can't get it as high as you could before, but it's still pretty good.
No, I thought it heals for the same or no?
No, they dropped it down to like 1% or something like that, or 1.5%.
The old
it's not
ones,
exactly the same.
The old ones were 3%. These ones are 1%. If I remember correctly, is the change.
I thought it was a little bit more. I thought it was like 1.5 or something like that, or 1.25.
Oh, was it?
No.
I thought it was way more.
I feel like because we were debating about it in the leadership, and then after that debate, I was watching, and like there was no way that it was a 3% tab. Like it looked like maybe 1 or 1.5.
You're
at
talking about the
most.
original, the OG shit?
The miracle ones, yeah.
Yeah, no, they were 3. They were definitely 3. Just some people
Really?
didn't have 20 seconds top tap timers. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have 20-second tap timers.
Yeah.
I was testing it.
Meanwhile, you have Digi, who it's like 20 seconds later they go from 10 to 100. You're like, huh? You just like stare at the stick. You're like, wait, what happened? I haven't even respawned yet. You're like, that's some bullshit. I think they definitely do take a little bit longer to tap, which is good. I think that almost everyone's going to be happy about that. I hate stalemates. I'd rather it end a little earlier than end too late.
Yeah.
But for the caps themselves, do you like the caps? Dislike the caps? I know Gray Blur was talking. Oh, Blur already left. Damn him. I like the T4s on Warrior. I'm just saying, but on T4s for a lot of other classes might feel like ass, like caster and stuff. Oops.
I feel like T3s replicate what large scale is, just toned down a bit, and T4s replicate something completely different because it makes bad classes really good and like unrealistic, right? Because then they go from tier 4s to T5 and they completely get shit on. Like it doesn't make any sense.
What classes do you mean?
Like DKs, Musas. I mean Drax already munch, right? And Nova's already munch, but those specific classes, like a DK one shots me at 10,000 health. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean?
A DK does? Really?
A DK did, yeah.
Oh no, no one tells Soggy.
Unless something I was running wrong, but I was like, okay.
That's fucking terrifying.
T3 is actually a really like solid cap because it replicates what the top end is, right? So like the shit you would expect to be good on large scale is actually like there, you know? And then T4s is like a clusterfuck and they just threw shit together.
Interesting. I wonder if we're gonna get a lot more fights on the T3s then, because of that. Because what is today?
Nah, bro, money. Everyone
wants that money.
Everybody wants some money.
Oh,
everybody would be fighting on tier 5s if they could hit the caps. There's a lot of guilds that can't hit the caps.
I don't know. We fought on a T3 tonight, and I thought that was my first T3. Hey, MJ, thank you for the follow. I tried a T3 tonight with the boys. We just kind of ran it down mid on Canyon, and that felt good. It was like a little bit squishier than T3s, but tankier than T2s. I thought that was it.
You said that wrong.
Wait,
you mean a little bit squishier than T4s, but tankier than T2s?
I mean, old T3s and T4s. Sorry, yeah,
okay, I got you. Yeah.
Well, it was like an in between of the old T2s and T3s to clarify.
What about the accuracy limit? Did you feel like the evasions were like really busted on that shit? No.
I meet the evasion cap. Are you talking about on T3?
Yeah, I'm talking about like the guys that are running. Yeah.
I didn't miss usually. Every once in a while I would on like a striker, if they had like their full evasion buff up, but for the most part I was fine. I meet the accuracy caps and everything though. I don't think I miss that often. I know on my my ults, which we'll get to for a second for T2s, dude, T2s feel like ass. Thank you, Kips. Simple Bot says T3 flag health needs to be buffed. There's no reason 2 Sorks can solo my flag for free in like 4 skill rotations. Yes. I think that's about the only thing that feels like ass in T4s right now is the flags and T3s. So I think it's T2s they buff the flag, and T3 and T4 it's like they don't exist. Have you guys had a flag instantly pushed in by a flex team or anything yet? Panda or Quancy?
Wait, say it again, I'm sorry?
Have you had like one of your flags just backdoored instantly or anything yet with the new them cutting the HP in half?
No, because they're still tanky, right? Like they don't like I feel like they die respectively. Before they were like too tanky. Like
You
guilds
think they
could
were
get
too
2
tanky?
Yeah, like guilds could get 2 and 3 spawns up, right? Like on top of the flag. Like at a point where the guild is overpowering you and you can spawn like that, it's unrealistic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Quancy, you there?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who has a clip of the Digi fight? That one that stalemated where they had the flag and what happened on that flag? Because that I feel like the flag should have died faster than that many player kills.
Yeah, we VOD reviewed it. Let me see. I think Kata still has the link. Let me ask him.
Okay. But yeah, the flag shouldn't be able to like outlive with no like. You have your whole guild spawning on it. They're all dying, spawning on it, and then the flag is still tanking. You died, you spawn again after whatever 5-10 seconds. The flag is still up, and then you die again, and then are able to spawn. I think right now they're like pretty solid. Because like even now, if like a little flex team like rotates, as long as you have one defender, the flag doesn't die. You know. I can't speak for T2s and T1s, but for T4s and T5s, I think it's pretty solid to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were a little squishy. I liked how they were before, but it's also the thing of I like being able to sit on a flag, right? You know, I want a whole ball to have to push it to kill it, but I guess it depends too on like who you're pushing and how you're pushing it. That 2v2, Jesus Christ, the rate at which you burned our base when we had everything up, like you just rolled in and you just instantly on top of the base, and it was like as soon as we noticed you guys were like not at fort, I was like, Flex, go home, go home, go home, go home, go home, go home, and we just like
crazy
sprinted home.
You guys had the jump on us on that and everything. That shit was crazy. You guys had our base at like 90 or 95%, and I think one of our FTs went down actually, and we were still able to fucking chuck that shit like that.
I think you guys have a much more melee composition than we do, to a T at the least, and it made it harder to just instantly burn a base like that because your range is just getting caught by like other things, right?
Yeah.
Do you read? I do read. But I thought I don't know. I think the base burning needs to be fixed a little bit. If they just make it so that the stick gets a little bit of DR when there's buildings up, that would solve the problem, I think. But otherwise, I thought it was a really fun fight. I'm glad Zerg feels strong, I would say. I'm glad they feel strong. Did you guys trade into them at all?
No, they hard. We like push them every once in a while to like help clear static. Because originally I was like, all right, well, this is a loss if static can't go. Like as a macro player, like if static can't go offense, this is just an L, right? It doesn't matter like when it happens. So we would do like a couple pushes to like try to stagger their spawn, or like we pushed them up the rock and cleared them off the rock for static. And then I don't know if static was able to capitalize on it or not. Like as far as like by that time, I think they already had like a flag pocketed or something, you know. I just know that they were never able to go offensive. There was like a couple times where they like ditched their base to push you guys, but I was like, yo, if you guys are not winning the fight, then just frag on Zerg as much as you can. But I think Zerg was playing like very like barcode heavy, like sit on a high ground and wait for them to push you type shit, you know. At least that's what it looked like, at least from our perspective, you know.
Okay. Do you think that changes if that was a T3? Or do you think it pans out fairly the same? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know actually, because it's hard to say. Like T3 to T4, the comp changes. You know what I mean?
I think we also like can't really speak on it because we haven't fought on a T3 yet. Like as
yeah.
if we're watching
well,
them,
okay.
Like, we haven't felt it for ourselves.
Yeah, like we have to fight somebody relevant on a tier 3 because we took a tier 3 I think last week, but we have to fight somebody like relevant on it to be able to judge it, right? To be able to like compare it to something, you know.
We haven't fought on a T3 yet since.
What was the one we took? I thought we took one of the little ones last week. No,
it was a T4.
Oh, was it? Oh,
The
my bad.
1v1. I think you're thinking of the 1v1
with Ventus. No, yeah, I knew that was a tier 4 because I was like, yo, these caps suck.
These caps suck. I like them because at least on warrior, because I can still one combo people easily, but it's like, all right, I'm tanky as a bitch, this is great, finally.
Like I said, certain classes, everybody's tanky, that's not the issue. Certain classes deal boatloads of damage where you're like, am I wearing my gear? You know what I mean? Like you're like,
DKs.
Do I have my gear on right now? Yeah
DKs all of a sudden smack. I mean, they smack an uncapped, but how many archers does Corrupt have? A lot. I think
you guys had like 9 or something like that.
I think like a quarter of our ball is archers.
No, people were after in our post-war. People were pissed because you guys had like 16 archers, like 15 archers, something like that. Like it was insane. They're like, we can't push up because the archers are just taking us from out of render range.
Yeah. I love the Drax though. Drax and Awakened Novas and the Lawns flying in from out of render range. Boom, they land on you, you're dead.
The
You're like,
Awakened Nova. I think I only died to Awakened Nova. Is that or CTG? One of the two.
CTG actually Goose fucking flies in, he picks you, and then he flies away with
Yeah.
the giant middle finger.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's all
asshole.
it is.
Fuck that guy.
I don't know why. It's fucking
Dude,
infuriating.
did you see Blue Squadron do the VOD review of that fight on CTG? CTG kept picking Viz off so hard, so many times. Like this shit was, it should have been a crime. Let me put it that way.
Just God, that class is unethical. I think it's not good in T4s though. I don't think it's good in T4s at all. It does no goddamn damage. At least, Ham, have you fought on a T4 yet? What's your thoughts on it for Lon? I feel like they gotta be miserable.
It was a tier 4 that he was able to do that to
Oh, was it
on.
a T4?
It was,
Okay.
and he munched Viz. I'm telling you, bro. I wish he would have just DM'd Viz and been like, "Hey, bro, I'm coming for your ass," and then flew in, clapped him, and then flew away, and then sent him a middle finger. Yeah, bro, it's pretty much what he did.
Jesus. Ham says that they both feel great. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe the lawns that were hitting me were just dog shit, but I found on a T4 and there was like 3 or 4 times that lawn would hit me and CC me. I'd be like, I'm on the ground. They do like a full combo and I'd stand up and I'm like, I'm alive.
Yeah, but you're
what? Like,
yeah, but you're in your ball, right?
No, that was when I was doing like flex things on the side.
Oh, you actually got picked by one? Oh,
Yeah.
then he just sucks. Yeah, because Ham would have actually munched you and taken you out back to the dumpster and put 2 rounds in and walked away clean.
Suicide by 2 gunshots in the back of the head.
He would have double tapped. He would have left the note and bounced, bro. Real shit.
Oh god. Granted, on the T4s I run I have like 11k HP after buffs and charms.
Oh,
and
so you're running a tanky
rotation.
build.
And
yeah, okay.
I have target openings for my my lightstones, but
and you're still
crit
living.
rings.
Yeah, those lawns that are hitting you suck, bro.
Okay. T3 cap is the best cap you've ever played on, period. Dude, I think the T3s feel great.
Yeah, the T3s definitely feel good.
How for I think we lost one of the Royal. What was your opinion on the T1s and T2s? Are they worth coming down to fuck around on, or are they kind of bogus? I think T2s
stay away.
Stay away.
So T1s are great if you're a strong guild because it's free basically.
Mm-hmm.
If you're strong, no one can touch your stick and you can push in easily because there's no FTs or nothing to keep you away. So you can basically just jump right onto their stick and start doing damage. It's too free. And then T2s is pretty good, except for the structures are squishy. FTs are fucking hella squishy. They go down in, I don't know, about a minute, if that, less than a minute, 30 seconds. And they're down, which seems a lot less tanky than how they used to be, even though they boosted the durability and the DP on them. Still nowhere near strong enough for the gains in AP and all that they gave. So not strong enough. Fort is pretty good, though, on T2s. Back to T1s, it's weak as fuck. To a pen axe or any axe, really, hit it once with a pen axe and it shit just chunks.
T1s are not okay.
Wait, can I ask
What's
something? Can I pause for a second? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Firewind can actually, because I think you guys got axed once, right, by CTG play?
Yeah, we died in 6 seconds to axe.
No way.
So that's how fucking stupid axes are on T1s.
Our defense left to place a flag, and then we got CTG'd and we died in the load screen coming back.
That's crazy.
So axes. So PA either needs to eliminate CTG and axes altogether from T1s, or they need to significantly boost stick health, because that's just fucking nuts.
What's his name?
Yeah.
I mean, it's our fault for not having anyone at home, but like we just didn't expect to die. It's
Wait, your whole
yeah,
defense
but
died?
it's just fucking loony that
Birds right now?
and any CTG
yeah.
play can do that shit. It's fucking
They
stupid.
just left.
Oh.
That's actually crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
actually
didn't
nutty
even
as fuck.
they were gone. It's like I sent a message.
we were
We're gone. 1 minute they were on us, and the next minute it's like fucking gone. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
This is
6 seconds, bro.
Is that for T1 only you were talking about?
Yeah, that's for T1 only. T2s it's a lot better. Axes and CTGs can be fended off. It's fine in there. But T1s they either got to significantly boost fucking fort structure health, or they have to eliminate CTG and axes from T1s. It's just
and then F2 or T2, it's the FTs that are extremely weak.
Yeah, and T2s, the structures are just pretty weak. They even though they
T1s are
boosted
weird,
HP,
man.
just weak.
I was gonna ask you guys. I'm on the T1s, right? The one where there's no FTs and shit.
Yeah,
Why do you say
T1.
a stronger guild? Is it composition? Because the gear score doesn't bleed through, right? It's capped.
Correct. It's full
Correct.
cap.
Yeah, so it's just composition. It's if you know how to play like Goon or Turbulence, everything's free for them. They full elixir rotation. So if you know how to play, you're just OG. Even Berserkers, we held
What
5
is
guilds
the-
for like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, but the cap is so low. What is it that they're
yeah.
gaining from the elixirs? Because the gear score, they should already be like hitting
They're
those
gaining
caps.
We
back
have,
attack
like,
damage, special attack damage, all that kind of stuff is what.
Oh, so it's just a regular shit that it's the same shit
Yeah.
that's happening on the
it's
T3s and
uncapped shit
T4s.
that they're boosting.
it's
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
the
okay,
healing.
I got you.
It's the healing on hit.
But it's
That's
nothing that, like, it's not made for new Nodewar guilds at all. I
No,
mean,
It's
yeah.
really not. It's exactly as I said. T1s, strong guilds are just going to dominate the fuck out of them, and weak guilds are never going to survive on them unless they can just ally up with a strong guild, and the strong guild just kind of hands the node off.
And there's no chance that any of the T1 guilds go to T2s, period, right?
We're like swapping back and forth.
Yeah, because they killed Node Wars on Tuesday, Thursday, so basically Berserk is doing T1s on some of those on Monday, Wednesdays now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they
we're
took 2 of
kinda
our
talking
days
back and
out.
forth. But it basically really just hurt the T1 guilds, the T1 scene. The exact opposite of what they wanted to do. Because strong
Especially
guilds are
taking
gonna
nodes
be
away.
strong, and yeah,
I,
and strong
And
guilds are
then
strong
raising
guilds
the
are-
member cap. People, they can't cap that many people.
I thought it was wild that they decided to have, what is it, like 16 nodes on Sunday, and then there's 3
Yeah.
on Tuesday. Like, that
And
doesn't make
there's
sense.
none on Tuesday for
and
T1 or 2.
none on
Yeah, or
none on
T3.
Tuesday or Thursday for T1 and 2s. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
That's really weird. I don't know why they decided to do that.
Even the
Yeah.
T4s and the T5s though, if you look, and then the player caps too, right? Like aside from, I would say like the top. Okay, like where does barcode fall now? Like okay, for example, Cho, Digi, Corrupt, CC, and barcode. Outside of those guilds, I don't think any of the other guilds can hit the 85 member cap.
That's a lot of freaking members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
85
A lot
members
of
on a
guilds
random
can.
weekday.
Yeah, a lot of the guilds. I mean, a lot of guilds just died recently on the T1-2 scene because they can't hit the 40-50 caps. I
Yeah.
know Berserk, we're hitting them just fine, but a
The
lot of the guilds can't, and so a lot of them either dissolved and merged in with other guilds, or they've had to do 3 guild alliances, which is what we do, to be able to circulate out players enough to hit those caps constantly. It's rough right now. The caps are too big for.
Yeah, I've got
small
like
guilds.
4 or 5 guilds that are looking for alliances right now because they just can't cap.
if you can't cap a 40 or a 50, though, I feel like that's kind of an issue you should be able to solve in a general way. I'm trying to find. Hold on. Where is it?
Yeah,
Are
but
you
like
saying-
a
are you
like a
saying for
brand
T1?
new
On
like a
T1,
brand new
T2?
Node War guild, there's no way they can do that alone. I mean,
Yeah,
they
well,
have
I mean
to
that's what
ally.
it is you shouldn't do it alone.
Yeah.
You should never
Yeah, you just gotta.
you should
gotta get
never
allies.
start alone, because you're not gonna know shit. And it's like if you have T3s, this is the weird one. In Kato tonight, which is a T3, had 1 fort. Illabab Oasis, which is a T1, had 16 forts. And Canyon of Corruption had 9. And I think there was another one that had 11. The other Valencia one had 11.
Had 11.
11,
Always
yeah.
had a good amount.
That's-
11. Yeah.
That's what, 40 guilds? 40 guilds on 3 or 4 nodes. Like, that's wild. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
the scene's really good. It's just the T1s, like I think most of the B tier guilds were on polys tonight actually. So it kind of left, if you can get fights like that where it's just like the C and D tier guilds fighting on like one node, then they'll have a fun fight. But if it's like they happen to drop on a node where it's just a bunch of B and A and S tier guilds, they're not gonna have a good time. It's just gonna be
Yeah,
free.
we had 3 baby guilds on the node, and they just fought it out amongst themselves till the end.
mhm.
Yeah, we left them alone. I mean, Turb was there. They washed up and moved around. They didn't even touch the baby guilds because obviously, they're gonna
Yeah, we
fucking
don't
stomp on their guts.
we don't kill all the guilds because that's
Yeah,
boring
so
for everyone.
we left them all alive just to fight, their little thing. We just fought everybody else,
I think
and then we
government
to
had
kill
like
them.
10 people today or something.
Aether
most
was
of
Aether said
most
that
of the
was
guilds,
longest they've lasted.
the like the T1 and 2, the majority of the forts they don't even cap. It's a lot of guilds
Yeah.
that just have 10 people and they just show up. Like I think
Yeah,
on
so-
the barn we dropped with Ocean.
Johnny, there's somebody
like
up
a
there.
brand new
Yeah, I
guild,
see him.
and we were like helping. I think Queen was helping them, like because it was their first ever Node War, and Queen was telling them how to build their base and all that. So,
Yeah, I used to do that too.
That's good. So I mean, I don't know if they can figure some way out to where it's just like, you know, obviously PA doesn't have our tier list or nothing, but they need to just basically, or if we can do something in the guild or in here to, I don't know, where a node where all just the C and D tier guilds are gonna drop for that day, and just let them go fucking fight it out. That way, there's not really many, you know, B and A and S tier guilds dropping on it to ruin them, because T1s for those guilds, it's not gonna be fun. They're not. It's just not. I mean, 5 guilds hit us on Helms the other day and took them 40 minutes to kill us. Close to that, I think, 35, 40 minutes to wipe us. And we were just they couldn't get in. So until they, you know, finally did, they were able to wipe us out eventually. But that's 100 and something people versus what is Helms, 30. So yeah, it's just not fun for them.
Okay. Mandy was talking in the chat earlier about how are you going to meet the caps without recruiting shit players for T1s and T2s. T1s and T2s are meant for newer players. It's meant for those people. It's meant for people who are not as active. That's what they're meant for. People who are either in retirement homes or people who can't meet, who are brand new.
Yeah, many of us do pull in new people. I know Sirens takes in a few. Right now we're just like full capped, but yeah, we've taken a few and we just train them. We have Nodewar practices that we do, and so we pull in new people and train them up. They just got to you know, get into a guild that knows what they're doing, or one that's training and is very active in wanting to learn. I mean, they can hit up you know, most of the other guilds in the scene. They'll teach people stuff like that. You know, Goon just said they were teaching someone tonight. I know Tashani does.
we got a few new players as well. Not Goon.
Yeah,
Trey
so I mean, if other, you know, GMs, like I think I've been trying to find whoever Fallen Forge is. I don't think they're in here.
Mm-hmm.
Find out whoever they are, because they dropped one time on a node and their FT position was just absolute dog shit. It was like a mile away from their stick. So I was gonna hit them up and find out, you know, who places were and show them how to drop and build up and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I
mean,
was making a guide for T1, you know, building, and then they changed it, and I'm like, well, gotta scrap that now.
Yeah, so I mean, if new guilds want to reach out, they're more than welcome to reach out to the other guilds to learn stuff. But, or you know, we do pull in new people. But you know,
Or if
that's the
anyone's
only way they're
looking for an
gonna learn.
alliance, I can help you find one.
Yeah, there's a ton of people looking for alliance. Oh, I think my Discord crashed. Oh, never mind. It's alive. I love Discord. This piece of shit software.
T1s are like the most bizarre thing I think I've ever done for a Node War. It's just so weird not having to hit anything.
Yeah,
And
Right.
It's so weird.
What's strange is when you do D lead for over a year and you come in and you're like, well, what do I do now? Because you're not upgrading anything.
Yeah, I think that's what happened with our defense. They were just like standing around.
It's like,
There
what do
was
I do
nothing
now?
to really do,
Mhm.
and I think they just left. I don't know what they
They're
did,
like,
but-
I'm bored. I'm leaving. I can't even hit spacebar or upgrade a building. I guess you can upgrade buildings in
all I know
T1s,
is
but
Queen went to put the flag down. That's all I know.
that's all you know. That the T1s not having buildings is really, really weird, or at least some buildings.
yeah. I'm fine with no Ellies and I'm fine with no cannons. You know, those aren't things that a brand new guild has anyway. So bringing out a T2 Ellie on, you know, a T1 or whatever has always been kind of stupid and crazy, because new guilds don't have that. It is cool that they made all the skills available now, so you don't have to fucking constantly roll for a new T2 Ellie until you get the 3 perfect skills.
I want to know why T1s you can't use T1 Elliot.
Oh, the little elephants.
Yeah, the stupid
Yeah.
stupid one. Yeah, but why can't you use it?
Because you need those to make the T2, right? Or you need like a gist of it. It would make no sense, right? Like you would have to like hinder it, you know?
I don't know. I got a couple of them.
I got
What
a
about
couple.
So
I was gonna
I'm
ask
fine
too. What
over-
about guild skills? Do you guys have issues with like new T1 guilds not having guild skills?
No, we got
Yeah, if
skills.
they're a brand new guild, yeah, they shouldn't be even in Node Wars really without at least the SOBs learned.
Okay.
You know, the SOBs should be the first probably 2 that you learn because those are going to be the ones that you're going to pop that, you know, you're obviously going to burst out in times of need, or you're going to do that full res.
Unless you're an alliance, because you need your
Yeah, if you're an
alliance lead
alliance
to
and
have
you
it.
got a lead guild, then obviously it uses the lead guild's stuff. But you should
Yeah.
definitely be working on your guild skills before anything else. That and the siege fuck, what is it? The siege resistance skills that guilds have by passive.
What's a bit
Yeah,
gatekeeping Gambit?
Because the guild buffs themselves, like the DR, the HP, all the like hidden stats that you get from the guild
so
shit is
those
so
are
fat.
also
It's crazy.
important. Yeah, so
Yeah.
those are also important. So I mean, without learning those first, you're basically inting yourself, really. I mean, you should have those skills learned, and then you should have, you know, obviously your SOBs, and then you can probably start diving into some because
Oh, okay.
other
I mean,
skills,
that's like
they're good,
go
like
do
the
a couple
HP
guild
regen
quests real
stuff
quick.
like that. They'll help you. They helped Big tonight. Koteno was popping him constantly. So
talk
they
about it
helped
in a
out
second.
Big tonight. But you know, a lot of them are also dealing with cap stats, so they help where they can, but they're not like they're not crazy. So that's why, you know, you can prioritize those kind of last. But I would definitely probably do the annex construction time. I would do the fuck is it? There it is, the blessing level 1 and all the way through 3 for the siege weapon damage resistance. That's the 2 SOBs, and then probably you can start maybe diving into wars.
Yeah.
Because all the rest, the Furious Roar, the Battle Roar, all that shit's just cap stats, damage reduction. A lot of
You
that
guys
stuff's
can
like
use
cap
the
stats.
horrors of battle though, right? And also the boost morale or whatever.
Yeah. So we can
Which
use
that
those.
shit's huge.
Yeah. The movement speed and all that. Yeah, that's uncapped. So, you know, they can start kind of learning those as they war. Just keep doing guild missions and learning those. But I think the main ones that they should learn before war is going to be the SOBs, that siege weapon one, and then the annex building. I think those are huge before diving into a war.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So Gambit brought up in the Twitch stream that the abilities are gatekeeping, and I think they are to a point, but I don't think it's unhealthy, right? If you can't do guild missions to have all your guild skills, you're either taking over a shell in which you're an experienced player and you're used to it, or you're like brand new, and you have so much shit you need to do. You need to recruit, you need to get a team ready, you need a shot caller, you need yada 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 before you should even think about doing Node Wars.
Yeah, if you're brand new, you shouldn't even be looking at wars.
Yeah, and
you have a lot you need to do, like what Johnny said. You need a D lead, you need shot callers, backup shot caller. I mean, you need a lot before you can even start to war. And if you're not able to even do guild missions, like if your guild's not even doing it, you're nowhere near war like ready, because they're not even putting in the effort to do guild missions.
I'm gonna just say it. T1s, they need to just recode T1s entirely. It should be stick FT barricades, and they need to implement their own cap gear, capped pots, and that's it. You shouldn't be no artifacts, nothing.
Yeah,
I don't
gourds
think you
should
understand.
not be allowed in T1
that would be
T2.
interesting.
Gourds are
Yeah.
retarded.
They can do
They're
it
actually
because
So-
like they have auto potting systems in the game that they should be using, and they need to introduce hard cap gear like that you cannot bypass. Like, dude, I'm running crit cups on my rings. I'm running crocodile's tooth. I got chimeras. I delete people on T1s. It is not even fair. It actually
Plus,
feels
too, you can run
unethical.
when you run horrors of battle, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of T1 guilds that don't
Yeah.
run that shit.
Listen, nothing but pure PvP, FT, barricades, and stick. That should be the only thing that's on T1. You should be able to use guild skills. Nothing. It should literally be the most dog shit form of PvP.
Yeah, because you guys don't have capped HP anymore, right? On T1s?
No, it's capped. It's
We
capped.
do. So
It's
Oh, it is.
4K.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay. I was told
4K
different.
on
Yeah.
T1s.
It's 4K,
There's
but
no
no
more
degradation.
there's no more HP degradation. Thank fucking God.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
So you guys are just
consumables too.
fragging the fuck out.
Because listen, what chance does a new player have when I'm running at them 16 elixirs pop, 4 food buff pop, plus deep
Yeah.
sea? Dude, it's
Yeah.
the damage difference is insane. They need to use AoE shit, only Elkstone, no other buff.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. I don't see why they couldn't do that.
No
Then
crystals.
that's their way
Dude,
of
the
getting rid of
crystals are
axes too.
massive too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's their way of getting rid of axes too, if they want. Or they can just give everyone a base level fucking axe, just to teach them about axing.
They just need to hard gut T1, so it's miserable for us, but it's doable for the noobs. Because I can stand up from 4 people chugging gores and a whale pot. I can delete almost anyone
Gourds and
with
whale
4
pot is
skills.
so funny, man.
It's not. Plus,
Yeah,
I'm
new
getting, like,
new players can't even afford that shit.
I'm getting like Rabam healed while on the floor.
Where's that
No one around
T1
me.
clip?
Yeah, so
How many
really,
gourds you guys run through in a
K1 about
Nodewar
that.
night?
Not even. I run like 400 on a bad day.
No way. Really that
volume.
low?
I play in a good ball.
Yeah, gourds.
Oh, with heals and shit. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
they got the goon healthcare.
Venoms.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say in our normal fights, Johnny, I'm pretty sure Johnny can contest. We run through like 1,000 in a good
that's
war.
normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
It's also the difference between if you're
Turbulence is by far the most powerful guild on T1s and 2s right now. There's pretty much, I mean, tonight you just wind them up and let them go, and they went through who washed up, Crossfire, cross something else. They finished off Nerds, and then we 2v1 them, and it took us like 30 minutes, 20 minutes to get them to kill you guys. I think somewhere around that.
Let me show you why consumables is retarded. Fuck, I can't.
So, yeah, I mean, Solus and Berserk took it is 20-30 minutes to kill Turbulence. It's stupid. It's crazy. But so they're by far the best guild on the nodes, and they Berserk shouldn't even be on T1s.
Look
if
in
TA wants
podcast
them to be for
discussion
beginner guilds.
and
What's
play
up?
that clip. No, I'm talking J5.
Oh.
Play that clip. This is why consumables is dog shit.
Is that a
9
drag?
people-
Oh my
yes.
god,
Listen,
bro.
I understand how drag works, but it's like 6 people. Okay, I can see it tank 6 people. It tanked like
That
9,
is more
10
than
people.
6.
Yeah, that
You know what's
shouldn't be
funny?
fair.
That guy could also just get up and fucking like 4-skill us.
Or
Wait, and are you guys at their base or is that at your base?
At our base.
my favorite thing about
Oh my
this
god.
is Drac. Does Drac have evasion skills, or like evasion up skills or passives or anything?
That's the thing. They need to hard cap gears so the P8 doesn't go through. I see Gambit saying the track was P8, but think about it.
Because
No, listen,
it's capped at
on
like
uncapped-
50%.
Yeah.
Listen, on uncapped content, a wizard pops P8, he can barely tank 2 people. Why does it make sense on T1 this guy pops P8 and can tank an entire guild?
Yeah.
And the
That's
skill leeches,
disgusting.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's leeching. We already got most of our skills off.
And their
And this
passive
guy-
still goes off max.
Listen,
health
this
as
guy's
well.
just dog
Yeah.
shit, but if he was good, he would have lived through that like he did and then just jumped off the rock. And then we just had to watch him go.
Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous. The wild thing to me, and so I was using my ult before, and it only has 1 artifact. It doesn't have light stones. Well, it has like 2 light stones, but I would do just fine in like old T2s, or technically T1 intermediates. But now I'm like trying to do a full combo. I'm like, shit, I have to run actual things now if I want to feel like on par with everyone else. The change of it and how necessary it is, it's just gross. Like, because if you have 2 artifacts, they can make up for some stats that you're missing, and then you just run like target openings or crocodile tooth or
not even target openings. Even if you run full stamina set, is actually just not fair compared to a new player with no artifact. Running stamina set even on warrior is just so not fair. They need to just remove everything. They need to go hard AoE mode on that shit.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They want to make it for noobs, so why don't they just gut it? Like T2s shouldn't even exist in my opinion. It should be T1s, new T2s, and new T3s. There's no reason for us to have 5 tiers in Node War 2. There's just not enough. What server has enough people doing these Node Wars? I'll tell you something, not KR. Not KR.
The only argument I'll have towards that is, I don't know if you heard it when I was on stream, and Kato had 1 fort, which is weird, but Illabab had 16, Canyon had 9, and there was another one that had 11. That's 40
that's
guilds. Yeah.
That's fine though. I'm not saying that there should be the same unknowns, but you only split between 3 tiers.
Oh,
So
okay,
maybe
okay, okay.
multiple tier ones in one night. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no just having so many captures makes the game feel so convoluted, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. And if you're a newer player, like trying to move up as a guild, that shit must suck ass.
And
Because there's
go ahead.
4 tiers of cap content, and that's 4 tiers of content that I can min max through, and the average player probably won't ever be able to min max through. Dude, I literally meet all the captures slapping crit cups on Capotios.
To be real with you, all
What is that?
on all the T4s and higher, tier 3s and higher, I think all the guilds are like 90% of their members are min maxing on those.
They try, but they're not min maxing all the way. I can guarantee you, because there's still most people don't run forward food buff. You should always be running for food buff.
No, I can tell you for a fact on the top end guilds, all the players run for food buff
Yeah.
unless they
Well,
fuck up.
That's about it.
With Cho Did You Corrupt and maybe CC, I don't know, I can't speak for you guys, but it's like there's occasionally people I'll come across that are in like Static or Vertex, Zerg, Barcode, even EQ, especially when we get to like Momentum, Pico, Reforged, Smoked. I see those guys, and I don't even need stacked HP to know that some of those guys are running less than like 7-8k health, and I'm like, like something's not right here, right? Like I'm blasting them.
Dude, if people have to cap through like min max their gear through 4 caps, it's just too annoying. It's just too much work, bro. And I think Huntler said it the other day on the stream, where it just feels bad that all the caps just feel completely different too. So
that's the worst part of it.
Yeah, it just feels so dog shit. It's really not fun.
That's been the argument this whole time, is they don't mirror match each other on one cap. I think tier 3 best represents what uncapped feels like composition wise, but then you hit tier 4 and you're like, what the fuck? It's like rat heaven.
In tier 4, you play Musa, Drac, Ranger. That's the only 3 good classes in my dude. If a Ranger looks at you, you're already dead.
Ranger does so much fucking damage on T4, and it's like it's a outlier in comparison to everything else. I don't know why.
Even Drac can 2-shot people on like a T4. It's Awakened Drac. I don't know about stuff, but Awakened. But we already knew
Awakened Drac, Awakened Nova.
Yeah, like Awakened Drac is just on a different tier for all the tiers. So you know what? That's probably not even a fair thing. Musa does autistic damage, and then you got something like Awakened Ninja not doing anything.
Doesn't exist.
Ranger TV says, sounds like it should be T1s, which is fully capped like Ratboy described, T3-ish caps with min-maxable stuff, and uncapped. That's what I would prefer. Yeah. That'd be the easiest way. Just 3 tiers. A beginner, a intermediate, and uncapped.
Yeah, and I wish they would do something about the number caps. I don't know. I get it, because you know how there was like a 30-man uncapped node, right? But their reasoning for getting rid of it is actually sound logic, which is if there's anything more than a 1v1, you just can't kill T4 structures with 30 people, and that's 30 full people. So that's assuming you don't have a defense team.
I don't think that's the reason they did it.
No, that's the reason they gave.
Where did they give that? I didn't see that.
The KR thing. I was reading like the KR forums talking to KR.
Oh, okay. Because I assumed it was because of War of the Roses, because the points and to get the ownership would be based on
think about it, John.
Capping T5s.
Just imagine in your head 20 people pushing and then hand swatcha. That shit will take you 2 hours.
Yeah. No, we did a fight versus business, and I guess they were PMA at the time, and Marshmallow when they were a thing, and it was on Gyfin, and they were like hitting structures, and it was just like not doing anything. Like a whole ball would hit a tower, and they're like, okay, cool.
And for number caps at max, there should be like 100 or 200 man nodes. Save the 100-man shit for siege. We don't need it. Who the fuck is going to Nodewar? They are so delusional. That's what irks me. There is no region in the world that is capping 100 mans on the weekday. Show me proof that this is happening somewhere. I guarantee you will be digging through the fucking dirt trying to find that shit.
I don't think we fought on 100 yet.
I don't think any region has. It goes to snipes at best. I thought they were trying to get rid of snipes.
There's not been a Castle Ruins.
Us and Digi fought on the 100-man, I think it was.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it the 100?
Yeah. Did you guys cap, or did they cap?
I think
we both did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once again, I'm not against 100-man. Maybe like 1 or 2.
It's just the top end guilds though. Those are the ones that can bring
it's
it.
Top 4. It's 4 guilds.
It was
Yeah.
really like for us too. It was really like it was a Tuesday. We were expecting to snipe it. We found out Digi was dropping, so we're like scrambling at the last minute to get people to sign up. I think we capped 2 minutes after war started. So like
Yeah,
we
we were
didn't.
like we
Like,
started with 97 or 98, and then we capped at fucking
well,
100 like
here's the
right
thing.
after it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
If
it's
they,
not unreasonable. It's just like if it was a
there's
lower
too many.
tier and other
There's
guilds
too
could have
many.
dropped there, it would have been a good fight, you know.
There's just too many, like 70, 100 mans, in my opinion.
It's not even the 70 mans that's the problem. It's actually the 85 mans. There's a shit ton of
Yeah,
85 mans that
fuck
don't
them.
make any sense.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I think if they want to do higher tier nodes, because I'm telling you, KR is fucking dead. It's dead. There ain't nobody doing 85. I would
Yeah.
be hard pressed to see anyone do 60s in KR. What they need to do is for 60 man and up, we go back to Merc Desert Online, baby.
Yeah,
Desert
let's go.
Online. Oh no, I
That
never
was a
got to
great-
play during Merc Desert. I heard all about it though.
That was
remember-
so crazy. I loved it.
I remember
But here's
hearing
the thing.
about. I think it
Is it
was
so bad for just only the high end nodes where nobody's really capping?
the only issue with it is God, is it feels so weird. Like you'd be like, "Yo, Static, do you want a 1v1?" And one day they won't get any mercs because Cho has a war, and the next day they'll have only Cho in their guild, and it's like, wait, that's not the same guild I fought last time. Wait a minute.
Dude, I could tell you right now for fact, right? And even Loads will tell you this, right? Because this is like old. Because I don't. Digi wasn't a Siege guild yet, right? And Brutal didn't do Siege. And Loads and me would take all the boys from both guilds, and we would juice the fucking piss out of a guild. And it was to the point, like, dude, Vertex would get rolled. And this is back when, like, Vertex
Was
you
a
met-
real
when they-
guild.
yeah, when they were on top and shit. And it was bad, dude. Like Vertex, Jisms used to get so mad, bro. He used to be like, "Yo, fuck this shit."
That's
I mean,
disgusting.
during Merc Desert Online, like you and your group of friends who are in the same Discord card would just merc out, and you would be your own flex just rolling through these guilds. That's all we did back then.
The only thing that made it balanced was is Loads, Digi, and Brutal just started merking into separate ends and just fighting, and that's the only thing that would make it balanced. But it was shitty for the other players because like you would tell right now who was the real guild and then who were all the mercs because it was like
Yeah.
two separate fights. Yeah.
Yeah, the mercs never listened to calls.
No,
No, dude.
That
What
was
do you
really
mean?
bad.
All the
No.
mercs, dude. We would add everybody to the Discord and
No.
start doing that shit. That shit was crazy.
For us, it was just like the guild would be fighting at the base, and we'd be like, "Yo, we ain't pushing into that FT." I would see literally me and every other single merc just hunting people across the map. It was
Dude, there's a clip.
disgusting.
There's a clip of us in Balanos with I think Camel, and this is when Hiki was a guild. I think Olive has the clip where it was like 10 people on Doom horses wiped the entire guild. It was crazy. It was actually crazy. This is when Doom horse was cracked.
that's disgusting.
Like
Yeah.
it just sucks that they themselves, the devs, have put themselves in this position. Because now, I will tell you right now, this game will die or live by War Roses. And
Nah,
I'm
I think it'll be good
No.
content, to be honest. You know what I'll tell you what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen is you're gonna have two guilds go for it, right? Or whoever goes for it.
It's gonna be
is-
only Cho and Digi.
Yeah, so if it's only Cho and Digi, all the mercs are just gonna go and one side's gonna toss the shit out of it, or it's gonna be like it was back in the day, and the mercs will just join their own Discord, or they'll be given a Discord, join it, and then they'll work either as a whole other guild, or they'll all just munch together and play together.
The first week, people try hard. Second week, people will see they're not on the Cho side and then just leave or AFK or whatever, and they go farm 500 mil. It's people like me or my friends. We just show up and we just try to get as much PP out of it. Like, fuck.
Did you
fuck
play
that.
the game when the merc system was in for Castle or no?
Yes, I played during like all of the metas. It's
So you remember what happened to Man Up then?
which one? Which variation?
The Lucari Man Up.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude,
So they would do the whole shit, right? Like a guild would show up to fight them on the fight or whatever, and they would have mercs in there that would go and start like opening up the gate and doing
Yeah.
other dumbass shit like
that's why-
that.
You remember? Was it that APOC guy or something? Someone merked into a siege, and there was one siege. I think it was on Balanos, where this guy, the entire guild, like 90 people, had to watch this one guy pretty much
What,
dismantle the base.
Yeah, he ripped up the whole base. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. And if you watch all their stream POVs, it was them all just watching this guy. And
Yeah,
were
because
just
they
so
couldn't
fucking
do
tilted.
anything. Yeah, he just ripped up
Yeah.
all the walls, ripped everything. Yeah.
But yeah, War Roses so has. Even in KR, people are like live or die by War Roses because I already know a lot of the high end players sold their accounts recently, a couple months ago, and the ones that didn't, they said if War of Roses isn't good content, they were just gonna sell their account and move on.
Oh well.
I don't blame them though. The game is so stale right now. You don't get any fights. There's not been a single good fight in like 3 weeks, if that's being generous too.
We
I
get pretty good
would
fights on the
disagree
top
with
end.
that. I get pretty
Yeah.
good fights all the time. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
which is a different definition of good fight, but
Corrupt won't accept my deck.
I mean, there's that.
Well, Matt's never online. That's why.
Nah,
he
he
was on. Dude, we've been
Was he
spamming
on?
the deck. We've been spamming.
I
the
sat there
deck.
for 15 minutes spamming him. He kept
Spamming him.
declining.
Oh no.
Siege
Oh,
PvP killed the game. Like, Did
the-
you roll up there, grind spawn, and there's 3 people, including you. Everyone just hops in the morning round.
yeah.
See you now, buddy.
I will say I did try to go into Arsha the other day, and that bitch was empty. I was like, really?
Yeah,
50. No one
If he
wants
was
his drop
streaming
rate
last
buff. Yeah.
he killed like 3 people on Asha.
But I was telling my friends too, like my guildies, I get it too, though. Like a lot of us are at endgame spec where the next upgrade is like 200 bill minimum.
Mhm.
Dude, you had to slog through that for like 2 months grinding. You just want to get your hour done. And
Yeah.
you ain't about the PvP.
Yeah. That's like part of the issue, which I think they're kind of helping with the Dekia spots, is making it less, 200 hours instead of.
It's just ass though.
Yeah, it's
because
still Omega
you'll
ass. It's like,
notice
oh,
the
if I get a
gloves-
Pen Dawn, I get what, 4 accuracy and an AP or 2 AP or some shit.
No. What I mean by ass is that the gloves, well, there was no PvP surrounding the gloves, right? Because
Mhm.
you did like a 16-hour quest line into some bosses. Dude, what happened when Jade was there? Jade was popping for like 2 weeks. It was GVGs on like every other channel. And now they're saying, oof, hey, you gotta grind for the
Yeah.
boots, baby.
Yeah.
But now, like,
I didn't even.
no,
I didn't even do the
listen,
ball. I
but
bought the,
it's still
flame.
ass. Grinding for the new boots, it will be like no PvP. Because the mobs are so dangerous, nobody's gonna want to fight near the mobs. God forbid you lose like your Hate or your Girin. 2, consensual decks, so people just won't accept the decks. So the open world PvP aspect of like an end game grind spot is gone. Like I know people hate it, but I love it when there's a grind spot that you can't avoid, that you have to grind through. Like the entire player base has to grind through. That's what Jade was. Like
Mhm.
everyone had grind through it, and dude, there was PvP on almost every other channel. It was so much fun for like 2 weeks.
I
I think I was GVGing like 6 hours a day sometimes.
I think it's going to. I think you're going to be accurate or like correct with the boots. They are. It's going to be very gated content. 310 AP, 420 defense. Who in the like?
Is that still with Nuva? Do they still
That's
do that stuff
Kudum.
with Nuva?
That's Kudum.
Yeah, but didn't they say it was Nuva at one point, or did they change that?
I'm pretty sure it's Kudum.
It
Hey, listen,
used to be
Butter.
Nuva.
You're either selling me the boots or I'm waiting for a crystal event.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
those
that's what
numbers on the
Graveler just
map?
said. Putting
Yeah.
up a flame order and waiting, not hitting mobs. Smile. Out of these,
I'm doing flame order.
they gave us new artifacts to make some of the end game spots a little bit less scary, which apparently can be traded. Somebody was, I think it was Longhorn Finch. We have been asking for ways to progress via PvP, and PA is like, now pay 500 mil to PvP. They did mention, and I don't know how much copium I should snort yet, that there will be rewards. Now, whether it's going to be like AOS, where it's like, hey, here's the same outfit that we gave you every single fucking season, and like a 2 bill worth of shit for hundreds of hours of progressing and being in the top 100, or if it's actually going to be something that's viable.
I don't know how I feel about like Nodewar and Siege rewards. I feel like RBF rewards and shit is fine, but man, I feel like almost like adding those rewards to Siege almost made everything worse. I do not like having those kind of rewards. It just ruins the quality of PP you get. Like people who don't want to be there or people who shouldn't be there show up just to fucking yoink rewards, and it's so fucking low quality. I'm tired
If
of
you
fighting
don't have
low
rewards,
quality.
no one's gonna drop on Siege. It's
Yeah,
like-
I mean, I get that too. It's just such like a shitty situation. But then you get retard guilds just coming there with retard alliances and just ruins everything because they're so fucking desperate for that 2 bill. Because God forbid they have to go grind for like an hour with their fucking 640 years score because they're ass.
I
What are you talking
will.
about?
I will say I am super excited for these castle changes, because what it's going to be is, hey, if somebody's in castle and we're trying to do a fight, we have to zerg them out of castle. And so what I'm waiting for is, and for corrupt, if we own a castle or something, on an uncapped especially, if like a bunch of D tier and F tier or even some C tier guilds like, hey, get out of castle.
You're dreaming.
And
You're
we
dreaming right now.
Yeah,
Put up
You're
a middle
dreaming.
finger. Fuck you.
Yeah, you're dreaming right now. you're dreaming so
It's
hard.
gotta happen eventually. Do you think they're just gonna roll over and die and never take a castle again, or do you think they're gonna try to zerk?
Yeah, no,
There's
100%.
no way.
Dude, they buffed. That's such a buff to castle, bro. Snake's
Yeah.
gonna come back. Let me put it that way.
No, Snake. God, they will come
the
back
worst
just for
part-
that.
The worst part of that update, by the way, is the fact that there's a pseudo buff to range classes. I fucking hate that. Fuck
Yeah.
range players.
Well, no. It's not to archers though. You gotta understand that it's not a buff to archers.
I don't care, man. Any
You think
range
archers can
class-
stand on the rooftop and do damage right there? Or you're fucking tripping. And archers
know.
hit way harder than
I mean,
rangers.
you have SQ and Sylvia. You have Righteous. You have the artillery skill.
You haven't.
You do, but it
SE.
doesn't. The damage jump down is so hard. Like you're
Also,
so
who cares about
X.
archer? They'll just tag a ranger.
Just Ranger
Yeah.
or a caster, of course, especially
Ranger,
in
caster, getting
uncapped.
buffed.
Oh my god, it's so weird. Like you do T4s and a caster like hits you, and you're like, was that a gnat? Like you just kind of like look left and right, confused. Caster hits you on T4s and it's Huntler kind of person geared, and you're like, oh shit, I don't exist anymore. Fuck. Or T5s.
You're dead.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah, why they
dead.
buffing range? You've got range.
Who was the one on coping
I'm
on
never
Arch?
pushing castle. That's if you play a melee class, pushing the castle, you're actually just don't want to fucking kill yourself. You
No,
probably
it's
have a bottle of
miserable.
bleach. Yeah, you probably have a bottle of bleach in one hand already.
You're just chugging it while you're sprinting into castle. Yeah,
Like
basically.
you're literally testing will the siege end faster before I die or not.
But yeah. You just hit WF on warrior and you just have your shield forward while your sword hand is in your sheath because you're not going to be able to use that thing on the rooftop gamers anyway. I think that's just because X-axis is too punishing to melee, and fuck is it miserable with how kitey some of the range classes are, even if you are
Plus,
like
you're
there.
not playing in ideal conditions. You're putting into lag and hella
Yeah.
desync, and these range retards just spamming range abilities that aren't even rendering, and the next thing you know, you're just dead.
Wait, don't you play
Or
Drac?
XY. No, he
Yeah,
plays
play
warrior.
warrior.
Oh, I can't talk to you, bro. Y'all still waiting for buffs? Shit, crazy.
No, I don't need buffs. I'm already good at the class. But it just listen, it doesn't matter what class you play. That's not as long as if you're pushing into a castle with no gate spawns and you're not a fucking range class or a DP shy or you're just gonna be miserable. It doesn't matter if you play warrior, ninja, fucking tamer, or any even Drac. You're not gonna have fun. Dude, what can you do?
When was the last time you did Castle Siege?
Not for a long time. It's been a while
Yeah,
since I remember.
it's not how you think it is anymore. To be honest with you, like to be real,
It's
like
not-
we've fighting
not
some of the
Snake.
guilds that have a lot of archers, like because that's the comp right now, right? Everybody's running a lot of archers. For them to have to push up the stairs or some of those chokes, they can't do it with the archers. The archers, the damage drop is too high for them.
I mean, it's still the thing of like rangers and casters are such a
Dude,
menace.
yeah,
and people are gonna
no,
run
no,
all
they're
of
gutting
that.
those classes.
Yeah, I don't
One thing-
disagree with you.
Yeah.
There's just not as
Buff
many
those
rangers
are-
as there are archers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
sure, now you're
I
gonna
mean-
have a lot more.
They'll probably just re-roll when the time comes.
Yeah,
I mean,
think it's definitely gonna. Yeah, because it's the thing of like, if we're trying to legitimately hold castle, I'm probably gonna
You're-
play
you're gonna-
archer because it's like I can still do SQ, I can flow it into spear, and then I can do
well, it
righteous,
depends.
I
What,
can do
what castle are
artillery.
we talking about? Because they're all different, right? Like,
That's
if
true.
you're
Yeah,
holding
true.
Medaya, you better be on a ranger or a caster. Archer,
Yeah.
you're not going to hit anybody on that fucking bridge unless you're.
Medaya is probably the worst one to push.
Yeah,
They're the cheapest.
Valencia, depending on what choke you get pushed back to, is going to be the same situation. Calpheon is one on Archer that I say you could be successful on, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, because you got to think about it, right? Like, at this point now, if guilds come to hit you, it's going to be like 3 or 4 guilds coming to hit you. So you need to be able to have good, like, up and down, vertical fucking attack damage, you know? You can't just be very horizontal like Archer has to be, you know?
Are you ready for Valkyries now that they buffed it? I don't know if there's going to be any
What do
more
you mean?
Valkyries.
You haven't seen what I've been playing lately?
I've seen there's been a few, but I'm waiting just to like, all right, push a hole, and you just see like 5 Valkyrie vacuums. You're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die here, and they just land on top of you, get like a 30 piece.
Dude.
Oh no.
There's crazy. Like, I was doing some testing on some shit, and some people say I'm griefing, but the core skill, the hast core,
Has
when you charge at
Mhm.
people, dude, you'll hit a shy because you're charging, right? You'll nail the fuck out of a shy and watch everybody on the other side just hit the fucking deck. They all
Yep.
get CC'd. You're like, whoa, all right, this is balanced.
Yep. It's gross. It's
Why don't
has
they
the
bring
core
AOS
enjoyer.
back?
AOS, they just ended.
I just want to play more AOS at this point.
Thank God.
AOS is so fucking miserable,
AOS
but
killed the
it's-
fucking game, to be honest
they
with
need
you.
to remove
Listen,
that
listen.
shit from the game.
AOS is miserable, but it's actually better than some of the other content.
I
Other
think
content is even more miserable.
I think the big thing with AOS that they just need to do is they just need to make it during times that aren't Node War or Siege or anything like that.
And
Just,
every
Yeah, but
day.
they had it at an active time every day. Like it killed. Like you're wondering why Arsha's still dead. It's because people are still recovering from their fucking AOS grind, dude. Like give it another month, Arsha will be popping off again.
I don't
you think so?
100%.
No.
Because
You
as
know
soon as
why?
AOS came out, it
No.
killed Arsha.
No, you're coping because here's the thing.
think
Arsha was on break for a while, right? Since
Mhm.
the last season and the one that just ended. Dude, I would go on Arsha like all times a day and just like maybe 5 people. Usually all at lower guide, and that's it.
No, actually, you know where has been crazy popping? That's been huge fights. You're never gonna fucking believe it, but it's been in Archer Western Camp.
I don't know.
Oh, at
Quancy,
Runros.
Quancy,
At
you remember that
Runros.
fat ass GVG that we did?
Yeah.
Dude, there was like 65 people out there. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, but it was like it was mostly smaller guilds to start with, like, and then other people started crashing. But
Yeah, but we don't crash with like 100 people. You just bring a small group. You know what I'm saying? Just to do. You don't call that shit. You're just like, yo, whoever wants to like PvP and fuck around, just come out. You know. So then
yeah.
you're still
Oh
letting the
wait,
little
okay, I
guilds
remember the
fucking
one you're
smash
talking
you.
about. There was like
Yeah.
15 guilds out there. Yeah.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you, this shit was
Yeah.
smash fest. But the game's dead though. It's all right.
Game
No,
dead.
but like, 'cause as soon as like we started showing up, like a lot of the smaller guilds that were already there, they started leaving, right? Because they were like, oh,
Yeah,
You know,
it
You
wasn't.
guys
It wasn't
bring,
fun
like,
for them.
fucking 4 shies.
Oh, it's
Of
just
course we're gonna
calm
leave.
chaos. We gotta leave.
yeah.
That was a damn good fight. That shit was fun as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Bring your
It,
siege
it
comp
was
to a GVG.
yeah, but like towards the end, like who ended up staying like muted, I think were there who
No,
else?
muted left. It was Vagabond
Jeremy and
stayed.
Abyssal were there, yeah, and
Yeah,
then
Vagabond
was
stayed.
there.
Yeah.
I think this, like for me, like now I'm thinking about it. One of the sad things is I don't even know how they can fix the game. Like even like up to like a year ago, everyone was like, "Oh, try this, try this." I think either we're all burnt out or we're actually just out of ideas.
Most
I don't know
improved
what to
game,
do.
by the way. Most
Yeah,
improved game.
I mean, yeah, QOL wise, it got better.
I'll tell you
honestly.
this right now, for new players, it's pretty big. Like the catch-up mechanics is disgusting.
Yeah, but then they get fucking come to T1 get rolled by me. So
Then
Yeah,
get
but
rolled, yeah.
they're coming in right now. Even though they might not know the game, they're coming in as long as they have like they're watching videos and paying attention to some of the streamers. They're able to build like 650, 700 gear score in 2 months.
oh
That
my
shit's
god,
crazy.
don't get me started. Like 90% of the content created in the game are fucking retarded. They
Well,
give out like the worst advice.
No, it's
And
not content creator. Like, did you see Drift? Did you see what Mag said in Alliance chat the other day? Where he
no.
was like, I literally sped run fucking season in 2 days. He grinded a 700 gear score, and he did that in the span of like 3 months or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like very possible for regular people to do
Yeah,
it.
for new players, yeah.
Yeah,
Was that
Even-
on the
even-
fresh
You're
account?
gonna
Was that on
do-
the
said
fresh
he
account?
lived at Centaurs until 700
No,
gear
no, listen,
score
was that a
and just
fresh
bought all his
account?
gear.
Was that a fresh account though?
It was a
The
brand new account.
brand new
yeah.
account.
Brand new account. It was
Yo.
like right after Centaurs got buffed.
I could tell you right now that Shrey is on a new account and is already 720 gear score in fucking like 2 months.
Yeah, but that's just AP. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't. You're
Huh?
not gonna go open world
Like,
and kill
people-
What do you mean
Dude.
that's only AP? He's got full try fucking boss gear. Or not full try, I'm sorry, full try
Well, no,
god
I
gear.
mean, like, he doesn't have accuracy swaps. He doesn't have any.
No, he does.
Alright, well, he needs to go outside.
Okay.
But you're literally putting 1% versus like the average player base.
Yeah.
No,
that
it's
does
not
not-
just him. He's just one reference that I'm using. There's a bunch of new players that are
Dude,
doing it. Like the shit's
there's-
I don't know, I've
I
been
have-
watching them.
I have
Well-
not seen anyone go that far. Like
I still think the biggest thing is just because you have to do this disconnected content to progress for PvP is wild to me. If it was just the sake, and I know that you support it for RBF, I think you said Rat Boy, but not Node Wars. If I could gear up via RBF, AOS, other content similar, or even if there were some open world things that would, I still think the Runestone idea is a great idea. I'll die on the hill. But if there was like things like that, like if somebody's looking to progress in the game, even if they're just interested in PvE content, they might fuck around in RBF, especially if there's 2 versions of RBF, but that's a different story.
The reason being is right now, it's like, when do you learn to PvP? At what point do you have enough gear to start learning?
You don't anymore. I mean, you don't learn anymore, because it used to be when you PvE was when you learned, because you would get ganked constantly.
Well, not even that. It's just that the gear score discrepancy is so high, the margin. Like, dude, you could get 680 and you fucking get destroyed in RBF. So what do? Just like, go hit the grind spot. Well, you grinded like 8 hours. Now you got no time to learn how PvP. Okay, time to go to Nodewar. My guild just got rolled. Unlucky. Time to go back to grind. It's like you have no time to learn PvP. And by the time you're like 730 gear score, what does everyone do? They get 730 gear score not to PvP. They just quit because they're like so burnt out. I mean, I don't blame them. It's just there's no time to learn PvP.
I think part of that is people need to also do things that aren't necessarily progressing of their account. I think this entire focus, and BDO is not the only game that is plagued by this intense focus to be as efficient as possible. I think RuneScape's probably the most played game in this, but most MMOs are. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hit 700 as soon as physically possible. Grind a couple hours, go to BA for a couple hours, do a thing of AOS, watch a movie and fuck off. Maybe go and GVG, go and do like taste everything. Go do other things. BA is great. BA is where I made a lot of like strides on classes, or if I want to pick up a new class, usually what I do is
if you're spending all your time BA, you're not progressing in gear. Isn't that why we used to make fun of BA rats all the time? Like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're gonna PP, you got no gear, I'm just gonna roll you. I don't have to try because I got like 80 gear score on you. While you're literally fucking AFK, I went to fucking Red Orcs got like 80 gear score. Like, what are you doing?
Well,
I shit on BA rats all the time for that exact reason.
I agree for that in the instance of uncapped, but there's so much capped content, right? Like I hit T1, T2 caps. All right, I'm gonna go spend some hours in BA. Then you keep doing T1s, T2s for a bit, and then eventually you will get to the point where you can do T3s, and then maybe you move to T3 guild, or your guild has moved up itself, and you continue to do BA here and there, and you continuously get better while getting gear. People just only do one or the other. If you're either flannels and you have 45,000 hours in BA and 12 at the mobs, or
you're toxic. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What Rengar TV said. That's exactly my point. Rengar TV.
The other thing too is you have a lot of guilds that are just abusing the T1 scene. You know what I mean? Because they're just not moving up in tiers. They're sitting in tier 1s.
You go to BA and you go run to PP. I'm just gonna go hit like orcs for an hour, and I'm gonna have enough fucking gourds to last me like 3 Nodewars.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go there with your fucking regular pot, like get dick down, kid.
I do think that the gourds and the other stuff is a little bit of an issue for T1s and T2s. I think outside of T2s, I think that they should be free game, because that's when you start getting competitive. That's when you start getting like a more time investment. That's when you should be in other things. And it's a thing of, I don't think people need to rush, right? Like if I'm in T1s and if I'm a dad with a kid or 2 or whatever the fuck, and I only play the game for like 3-4 hours a day, then on the days you don't war, maybe you spend an hour or 2 grinding and you play in BA for an hour or 2. If it takes you 6 to 12 months before you can leave T2s, who cares? That's fine. Yep. Just be in T1s, T2s for 6 to 12 months. Have fun.
You're playing the game at your pace.
Play the game.
You do not understand the rat race at the bottom. Dude, that gear score pressure is so real, because you have to just be constantly boosting your gear score, because all the content is locked behind gear score, right? You want to do higher tier boss rush? Get more gear. You want to fucking do higher end grind spots? Get more gear. You want to do uncapped PvP? Get more gear. You don't want to get fucking destroyed by every fucking cat and dog that rolls up to your fucking grind spot? Get more gear.
How are you gonna get destroyed at your grind spot?
Well, you don't. Okay, so you can get the gear or rush for the gear. Thank you, Ranger TV, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being active in chat as well. It's a both, right? If you just get gear, you're going to be dog shit at PvP, right? It's like if somebody buys an account and then tries to join Digi, they're going to get turned down because they're too dog shit. They don't play the game. It's a mix. It's a healthy mix of both for everything, right? Like if I don't know how to flow skills or use movement or do combos, PvE combos even, and try to do C7 Sangoon, I'm going to get my dick kicked in. It's the same thing. You need to practice. You need to do other things that aren't necessarily progressing you from a material standpoint, but progress you from a skill standpoint for both PvE and PvP. More
But
so
right
for
now-
PvE than ever. But
right now, there is no tier of Nodewar or PP that you can do where gear score isn't a massive influence. You say T1, T2s, bro, my consumables, my elixirs, my
Yeah, but
min-max
you're the
gear-
problem. You're
No.
literally saying it. You're the
Yeah,
fucking problem.
No, but listen, if you're a new player, you have to go through that regardless. All right, let's say I disappear. You don't think other T1 guilds are gonna have a
Yeah.
massive advantage of the
and
brand?
and
new
you
Well,
players?
guys are the fucking problem. That's what I'm trying to say.
if
Yeah,
you spend
but
1
let's
hour,
say- no,
if you
no,
spend
listen,
1 hour
you
grinding
lose
and
me.
buy,
You lose turbulence for T1s.
Yeah.
You don't think fucking Nerds is doing that? You don't think Berserk is doing that? They still have a massive advantage over the normal T1 guild. But are you really going to say Berserk belongs on T3, T4s? I'm not slighting Berserk, but realistically, that's not an option either. They have to do T1s, but then they also have a massive advantage on the newer T1 players. And okay, well, fuck it. Let me just go do RBF. You get rolled.
I don't
Let
know.
me-
I think the
let me
game
be
is very
seasonal.
friendly towards new players right now, considering like how many people I
Not in
see new.
PvP. Not in PvP.
I mean,
How not in
I-
PvP?
I-
These guys,
I-
if you
so
if you
if
come
you-
to a game, right, you're brand new to the game, you're playing the game, right? There's a lot of shit for you to do, right? Like journals, all the new shit to get all the new gear.
Journals is
But
terrible content.
listen, if you're actively playing the game, right, and in a reason, I'm not saying to commit fucking 40 hours a day, but I'm saying you're playing it for a couple hours every day, you're gonna progress really quickly. And then by the time that you get bored with all the grinding spots and all the like content that you have to do, right? Because remember, we've been playing this shit for years, but some of these dudes have never touched this shit. So there's a fuck ton of grind spots that they have to go to try out, and then once they get bored of that, then they're ready for PvP. And guess what? At that point, they're like, "Oh, well, I've been, practicing in RBF, and they might not be the best at their class, but at least
How are they
have some."
practicing RBF?
What do you mean? How are they going to practice in RBF?
Dude, they're getting rolled by literally anyone that stares at them. Do you not see the people in
Yeah,
RBF?
I don't know if RBF would be a solid
I-
spot for a new person.
you can go to BA. There's trials.
Mega geared.
And
Yeah, I mean,
unless
usually
you're playing
BA would
an
be the
absolute
better
flavor of the
spot.
month like Dracania, you're gonna have a bad time on a trial in BA for the most part.
BA
But
is
it's-
dog shit.
Or sorry, not BA. Sorry,
is,
RBF.
RBF is dog shit. You can't even
Um,
do seasonal PvP now because people who have an account like previously they just run
Mhm.
their fucking like crystals and shit, and it's like so fucking not balanced. I don't know why they're not fixing that. By the way.
The issue I have with saying that T1s and T2s are gated because of gourds and elixirs, you can buy all the elixirs on the market. You can buy gourds after you do the quest
Well,
line. I don't even think you have to finish
You
the
can
quest
buy
line.
the elixir, but you can't really buy two of them. I mean, I've had a PO up for like, I don't know, 5 months for one of them. I haven't got a single one.
For
Some of them you have to create.
Also, you're
create them.
asking new players to min max their fairy. They also have to grind
Mhm.
a shit ton of silver for their infinite pot or grind it themselves. And they probably don't even know to buy elixirs to be H or fucking deep sea.
Yeah.
So
And
I
that,
mean,
and
they're
that's
just
where
getting
joining
bait.
an experienced guild comes in because
Yeah.
like we
Yeah,
have.
but
the
then,
elixir
but
rotation.
how many experienced guilds are willing to take
Right,
that many
exactly,
new
yeah,
players?
I
They don't
agree.
have the slots.
Okay,
And
so
then-
Yeah, so like if
It's just
someone
weird, it's-
joins any of the guilds that are part of Berserk, like Sirens, Enrage, or Dark Horses, we all have our resources that show like the elixir rotations. But yeah, how many new guilds,
Longhorn,
like
I
Fallen
disagree with you
Forge,
entirely.
probably doesn't
On a
have
T1,
that.
T2,
Ether
1 hour
probably
of
doesn't
grinding
have
will
that
put you
government
way
problem.
Ether
positive over
probably-
Node
yeah,
Wars.
So a lot of these new guilds probably don't have that information.
Yeah, but it's not like they're not going to figure out, right? Like if they don't figure it out, it's because that's their own fault, right? Like
Yeah, and
That's
what I'm
not
saying.
true.
They have all these
because
resources,
it's
they
like a
need to-
time, right? It's a race against time. How fast can they learn all this shit before they just get bored of the game or get burnt out or they just find it too frustrating to play? Because isn't that one of the? I think that's one of the biggest reasons that people quit videos. It's too overwhelming. It's
Mhm.
too much shit.
It's a
Even for
lot
me,
to it.
Even
Yeah.
for me, if I didn't have my original GM and friends to handle me, I probably would have quit BDO.
Well, see, I
so
did
fucking-
quit. And
too
you're
much.
right. I did quit originally a long time ago before Tuvala came out because I didn't know what the fuck to even do. Like the tutorial type thing was just dog shit. So
but how
coming
many
in, the
streamers
enhancement
did you
system was rough.
watch, or like how many people did you talk to?
Well, see, I didn't even know about any of that stuff because PA wasn't really. It was up under Cookow or whatever. the fuck it
Yeah.
was. And they did a piss poor fucking job at promoting the game. So
Also, you gotta
I-
realize that Twitch is a very niche community of the game itself, too. There's not. I mean, have you seen the Twitch section? Who the fuck is making it
Yeah.
big through BDO? Nobody.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was difficult to understand things, and so yeah, that did cause me to quit the first time, and then I don't know what caused me to come back. I think I just got bored, or I know it was 2020, and I was on disability, and it was during the pandemic, so shit was locked down anyway. So I came back or whatever, and they had the Tuvala thing going and all that. So that actually honestly helped me gear up and stuff like that, and actually understand the system. And you could get it, at least going a lot better and get decent gear score out the gate. So that much did help. But yeah, the game is very intensive when you first join in as a new player, and it can seem really overwhelming. They've made great strides in it in that sense. But yeah, as a new guild, they have to reach out.
I'll tell you something right now that I don't see a lot of guilds doing that used to be done a shit ton back in the day. Nobody goes and watches Nodewars anymore.
Because you can't.
Why can't you?
You die so quick. If somebody kills you, it's like.
You've
Yeah, I
always
mean,
died
yeah,
in one
sure.
shot.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
You've
okay.
always died in one shot.
Yeah, nobody.
You
could.
back
You would.
to like
You
town now.
you used to be able to. No, that's only if you have a fort down. If you do not have a fort down, you can go out and spectate.
You still die really quick because I used to do it. I used to do it
You
all
always
the
do.
time.
You
Yeah.
no, you still do. You've always died quick. There was a time when you didn't.
No, I used to go watch Nodewar all the time.
If you didn't place a stick, you could use your real gear. So I remember when I left Nerds, and I joined Corrupt, I would every once in a while come to like watch T1 fights to see how the scene was doing because it was like growing while I was gone. I would put on like my shot calling cadre gear and just not die in a whole ball.
Yeah.
Now you have 1 DP if you enter a Nodewar zone that
why?
you're not in.
It's because for like the last year and a half, it's just the same guilds, recycling players, recycling names,
Mhm.
recycling
Well,
the same
also
fights.
what it
People
had
lost
is
on.
people were going in and helping
Listen.
no guilds during war
Not
by
just that. I would
trolling them and
rather
stuff.
cut off my own penis than watch that Rudin fight. I don't know who shows up to that Rudin fight. You must be heavily into
Tribal
all
Giants
torture.
V2.
Yeah, like that shit must be miserable. I don't know how you fucks do it. 2BH. Like, there's no way max distance across the fucking little river is fun.
That's the one. That's the one you're complaining about. There's way worse snows than that. I promise you.
I'm just saying. I didn't
There's
even
way
know there
worse
were.
snows than that. Like I can promise you. No, but in reality, like
Who wants to go watch?
I
this
haven't
shit?
seen any. Like back in the day, there used to be a shit ton of people, like groups of people that would go out and watch Node Wars and take
Oh,
notes
yeah.
from it and
Mhm.
learn. And they would still get killed, but for the most part, like even when I was shot calling back then, I would tell the guys like, "Yo, leave them the fuck alone. Let them sit there." You know what I mean? Like they're not doing anything; they're just watching.
Yeah,
You know?
I used to go watch all the time, and people just got used to me being there, and they just went around me and
Yeah.
left me alone.
Mhm.
Like we
Nice.
had
I
a
mean,
man
that's
up
good
guy
advice
come and watch
for
us tonight.
noobs, I guess. Then I guess
I've been telling a
Try to
lot of new
change
guilds to
lifestyle.
do that shit. Like go and watch some of the wars. You know what I mean? Like come out and watch them. Like
But
I'm not
also
gonna kill
another
them.
thing, though, it's there is an interest in PvP. I think don't get me wrong. I think PvP is there's still a very dedicated group to PvP. How do I know? Look at that 1v1 tournament that the other streamer hosted. Yeah, sure, there was like a self-funded prize pool or whatever. Dude, I don't think I've seen that many PvPers in one place, like actual PvPers outside of Nodewar. Actually, even
Where
got
at?
more. You probably didn't even know. It's a BA 1v1 tournament hosted last week. I think
Oh,
Travis
cool.
won.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
hear about it, and I normally hear
Yeah,
about
I
all the
didn't either.
Yeah,
tournaments.
it's
Cannon hosted it. It was pretty fun.
yeah, it was fucking insane. Like you couldn't even join the queue to go into the 1v1 arena.
No, it was
There were-
stacked.
It was so many people.
Damn,
That
I
would've
wish I
been
would have
cool to
seen
see.
that.
I got my
that's what I'm
ass
saying. There's
kicked.
obviously a dedicated group of people there, but I don't know. I don't know what like good PvP content even looks like anymore.
There,
My brain
it's
is just so fucking decayed.
I definitely think it has decayed a lot since COVID. I mean, for obvious reasons, right? Like everyone was stuck at home for COVID, so people are going to do online things. Gank's mental boomed last week, left every single Discord and completely uninstalled and like dismantled his computer because he's
What
just
happened
done
to the
with
old man?
gaming entirely. He's just done with gaming entirely.
I mean, he was old.
He's
Kinda makes
free.
sense.
Yeah, he's old. He got life.
That's crazy.
But
I'm
it's
gonna
the
pour out a
thing
drink
of
for my
like,
man Ganks.
dude, even trying to do content is difficult because like I've been asking for like POV VODs of callers, and the only time I get them is when somebody else sends me someone's VOD or if I pry it out of the Twitch stream myself. Like it's fucking hard. I can't even do VOD reviews very easily. Like, you know, I've been asking people for weeks, like send me a VOD review. Like I'll watch it, I'll talk about it, you know, like whatever it is. If you want to advice, I'll give it. If you don't, then whatever, I'll just watch it. But
It has a lot to do with the trash talking too, though.
yeah.
I was gonna do one tonight, but Grace really wanted to call, so I let
Okay.
Grace call.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro,
you and
I'll try and get you one though.
It's so bad that Bald Squadron is out here reacting to people's YouTube video and giving commentary like he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
That's the
game
problem.
mode
Is you
so
have a
much
lot of
worse now. No,
you have a
It's
lot of
Sula.
you have a lot of
37. Thank you
content
for the
creators
follow.
that are using people's VODs from like shot callers where they make mistakes and shit happens, but they are just tearing them apart for their own content and not really trying to like push anything or push an objective. You know, yeah.
If people are doing that, I think that's pretty shitty to do. I think at least, and Wiz I think was in the chat earlier. He can speak up on it more. Like when I watched Wiz's VOD on Sunday, if he did something that I thought was a mistake or not necessarily the best thing to do, I didn't shit on him for it. I might like give him advice or like say why I don't think that's the best thing to do or whatever, which is fine and valid. But there's no reason to shit on the dude. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's just gonna make them not want to stream. It's gonna make them not want to provide you content. If anything, you fuck yourself by doing that. Like, if I get VODs or anything, I'm gonna tell them if they fuck up, but I'm not gonna do anything ridiculous. It's also
Plus,
the
too,
thing
I think
of,
a lot of the guilds also don't allow, like Cho, you're not going to find a VOD of. Digi, you're not going to find a VOD of.
Barcode, you won't find a barcode.
Let me just say this:
Yeah.
I'll give you a VOD, but you probably couldn't play it on stream.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, is it George Collin? Yeah.
Yep.
For CC, it doesn't really matter. Like, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, if you want a VOD review, like our shit, some nights is sloppy as fuck, and you've seen it, and we're like, whatever. Like, we learn from it. We've VOD review our own shit, you know, and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
to be honest,
a view at your own risk.
Yeah, I'm looking at my so I have in the tier list channel or discussion chat or whatever with the people who help me with that. I have pinned the streams that I like know of that are active. Crawling Chaos has 6, 7 right now, and you guys have like twice as much as the next highest, which is Smoked or APOC at 3, and fucking APOC is in T1s.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I tell all the streamers if they want to stream, that's fine. The only thing that I find cringe is like when it's like a competitive fight and they're using like the no delay and they're like listening to the calls. It's like, all right, dude, like there's no counter to that. You already know what my intentions are. You know what we're gonna do. You know.
No, ours is if you want it like for choice, like it's his fucking job. He can stream all he wants. Just cover CTG, and then if it's an important 1v1, like if we 1v1 Digi, mute the comms. Other than that, who cares, right? If it's just like a random 3v3 on a Tuesday, just fucking let them play. Just have a,
but also I think VOD reviews is just not good content because it gets so boring. Two, like a lot of Nodewar is just running around. 3,
just
half the shot callers and all they do is just yell, thinking they're doing something by yelling. Not really the case. And 4 is just like, how many shot callers to regular player ratio is there? Most people don't want to watch shot caller POV. It's so boring. I do not care. Like, I know this guild is already shit. No amount of shot calling is gonna save them. Let's just watch something else.
The best shot callers just shout big fucking damage on my ping.
Big damage on my ping, yeah.
Like,
I haven't heard anybody use that in such a long time.
It's the
I
thing
still
though
call
of
that
like
shit.
you want like a mix. Like some days you have like that POV. Sometimes it's like a fucking gamer POV and you just talk about it or like watch it or whatever with it. Sometimes it's just like you got to change it up, which is obvious, right? But it's still hard. Like I want to do the tournament. The original shoutcaster I had can't do it anymore, so I'm actually have 2 backups planned. I'm still gonna run that tournament with the guild tournament happening tomorrow. I delayed it till afterwards because I don't want like on top of each other tournaments. I want to do other things with the. It's pulling teeth. I want my brain's completely dying. Oh, I want to do what Norelio did with the montage. That looked fun as fuck, except maybe a different judge cast. But I thought the montage thing he did was sick.
Dude, even that though, like towards like the end, of people were just like, dude, let's just finish.
Yeah,
people were just like dying at the end of it. People's attention span is so bad. Like it's just like the society we live in. Like people were just like, people just
Also,
can't watch anything for long.
For the record, Rat Boy, you were right earlier. People don't know what good PvP is anymore. The game mode is so fucking trash. I'm gonna be real. It's worse than it used to be, and it's like still the same basic fucking core loop.
That
It
game,
sucks.
guys. Video is
Bad
a bad
game.
game.
Bad game.
So what is different from, assuming the node's not ass or anything like that? Well, like what's different in the inherent gameplay that makes it ass? Because today we dropped on a T3. We're like, hey, we're dropping on T3. There's like 6 fucking people here.
Hard. I could say something right now and put a guild I remember recently on blast, but I feel like they're just so BM. I never talk shit about guild.
No. See that's the brain rot shit. Like if you're gonna start shit talking specific guilds about why this game sucks, no. First off, I love the game. I'm being a bit hyperbolic.
I was more
but, like,
into that, and dude, I literally wanted to just shoot myself in the face. It was
nah,
so
dude. Okay,
bad
look.
quality PvP.
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong, right? The fucking smaller node war zones with the less nodes means people are dropped right fucking next to each other, so it's just 2 hours of running at a fucking fort, right? As opposed to any sort of strategy. Like you still got like fucking micro plays, right? But it's less accessible because you have to know your exact fucking protected rotations, which is extremely inaccessible for new players. Yeah. It's like the skill floor has gone way the fuck up just because you have to know your fucking protected rotation as opposed to like a call and response sort of a thing, right? Okay. On top of that,
Oh my
right,
god, what's this guy, bro?
the fucking like just in general, the smaller player base with the reduced like player caps fucking sucks, right? I mean, you have a bunch of guilds walking around with people that can, or like only 10 people coming to war. It's fucking shit. It's awful. Like all those things combined lead to a worse experience. But the smaller node war zones with less nodes, I think, is the biggest problem.
Like all content in this game that it does provide, we the players kill it ourselves. It's not.
No, it's not a player killed thing.
Like
No,
18
it's
sports
wait,
on a
hold
little
on.
bitty
It's up
space.
to the devs. It's up to the devs to fix it.
No, because I can guarantee you, some of the best the old school T1 players will probably agree with me. Some of the best content we had was like those 16, 15 Fort nodes on mains. Fucking Alejandro.
Yeah, mains was also 3 times the size that it is right now.
Yeah, no, but listen, every fort was like walking distance of each other because we literally dropped.
Yeah,
the
that also
maximum
only
kill.
happened like once a month.
What? No, mains
Not
was like
every
that every
fucking
week.
day.
It was every
Mains
Friday.
was like that every week.
Yeah, it was like that every week.
Bro, how long ago are we talking about?
Once Trey was 3
I'm an old grandma, okay?
Dude. I'm telling you,
Old
that was like
grandma.
that was a stray signature node. Every Friday, it was like us snack trying to like 2v14 the node and see how long we last. Like those 3 nodes, we jam pack. Like we literally had it stay up trying to snipe as soon as the clock turned. Like trying to snipe a spot.
Nah, I fucking hate that shit. Nah,
No,
would you have to like fucking
that's not what
drop?
I'm talking about. Bad PvP though. That's I don't think. I think
Yeah,
Node
it's
War
fine. It's fine when
basically-
it's fine with those like situations are few and far between. But if you're fucking struggling to get a spot every single night, and you can't like play any sort of fucking metagame shit around that, nah, it's ass.
So, you talked about that the smaller node war zones are hurting it. Did I understand that correctly? That you're arguing that
Yeah,
smaller node war?
That's
Okay.
I firmly believe that.
Or taking away 2 of the days.
So, one of the biggest complaints is that I've heard, maybe this is just an upper end problem, is that the nodes are too fucking big. Like the old Primal Giants was like, they're in Egypt, we're in like this other country, like we're in South Africa, and it's like across the entire fucking country to fight each other.
Time zone, buddy.
Is it, yeah, like, is it just because there's so many more guilds on T1s that's a shit show? Is it because, like,
I think it's the pacing, right? I think I agree. Like, yeah, if you're having a 1v1 on old Primal Giants like way back in the day, and you had to fucking trek, a 30-second horse ride over to another base, yeah, sure, the fucking pacing was bad on that, right? But if you had 4 guilds on that node, it was really fun.
No, Primal Giants with 6 guilds is dog shit.
No way you put
No
Primal
shot.
Giants and fun in the same sentence.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you're retarded.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be mean, but I mean, hello, anybody else gonna back me up? Was Primal Giants found for anybody?
I mean, you're talking because you're complaining about the area. You're talking about the
Yeah.
fighting zone itself, not the actual size
Yeah,
of the
I'm
node.
talking.
Yeah,
about,
we're
like,
talking the
28
size. The size was fine, but if we're talking about like the actual fighting zone, sure, the fighting zone was trash.
I'm talking about 2018 Primal Giants, like old.
oh, I don't remember.
Yeah,
We're
that's
talking about recent
before
Primal
everybody's
Giants.
time in here almost, Adam.
Damn,
Like-
unfortunate.
No,
I told you I'm an old
the
grandma.
Recent Primal Giants, you'd actually want to just
Yeah.
Yeah,
different
I'm
time zone.
looking. Yeah. I mean, I know what it looks like now. Now it looks fucking trash. It's like I fucking hate these narrow ass, super long zones. It's so weird.
Yeah, that's what we're complaining about.
I think the big thing is that like this node would be great if it was, oops, let me draw here. If it was only the red or like only the green. Like something like this. Like it needs. I don't mind laney. I think a lot of people like the laney just because backdoor meta is so disgusting. Like I think people like the concept of elders in the sense of like it's ARAM. But some of it is terrain or whatever it is. I'm trying to think like what's our favorite nodes to war on, or like what are the best nodes right now?
Glish is not bad. Glish is so good.
Glish is goated, but now isn't it T1s? Yeah, now it's T1s. God damn it.
Navarre step.
Navarre's a great node to fight on.
Navarre was fun. Yeah, that was pretty solid. A lot of flat ground.
Alejandro Farm is pretty good.
Yeah.
Alejandro Farm. I think
all T1 nodes.
I think small. I always think smaller nodes are better. I like Northern Plain of Serendia has got to be like one of the best ones. I really missed it when it used to be this ish, like in the green when it was old T1s. I think it might have gone down to here too. But when you had this like north-south complex, I remember when Snake and other people would do these like set of fights. Those were a fucking blast during COVID. I loved those fights. Or even like Alejandro looks great because I wish you could make it so that you can't go into the safe zone entirely, because then you would just have this fucking kill box in the center. This would be fantastic. Like if you had a couple guilds over here and a couple guilds over here.
The same thing. That's the issue with Alejandro and Wolf Hills, is that because there's a fat ass town.
Right here.
Some of the base placements are just so dick down.
Balanos Velia could be so good. Some of the Nodewar zones, but the same shit because of the safe zones.
Well, they're removing all the safe zones.
Yeah. Well, once they fix that, it'll be huge.
They're not removing the safe zones. They're changing it so you can't spawn in them.
I was under the impression that they were removing the safe zones completely.
Nope.
Like they just weren't going to be safe zones at all.
Nope, they're changing it so you can't spawn in them. And they're making it so if you die outside of zone, you can spawn at fort still.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me say the best war zone currently in the game, and y'all are gonna think I'm so stupid. Ivory Coast.
I don't even know what that looks like.
Where even?
Yeah, no, don't talk to me.
Ivory Wasteland
Yeah, Ivory Wasteland. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's the one.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's
Yo, the best one out of all of them, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, is Narvane Step. I'm so pissed that you guys have that on the T1 scene now, but that is actually
I like it.
Navarre is like literally one of the best ones.
I only got to do it twice. We had the 1v1 in Digi, and then the one where you guys were mid-distance from Digi. That was my only two fights. That's the only two times
I'm
I've
telling
ever
you now,
fought
I wanted to run that shit back. That shit was so good.
I was so ready.
But here's the thing: the problem with Navarre Step, we killed it too by doing those cockball torture 3v3s, where if you weren't Cho Digi, everyone else was just miserable.
Yeah.
Fuck if we just killed it ourselves by doing only setup fights on it for a certain period of time.
There's a few other ones. I like Polly's. I think Polly's Forest is a pretty fun one. It's sizable. There's some terrain. Yeah, it's okay. There's a couple spots that are a little rude.
Crazy how all the good nodes are just flat circular nodes.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Who would have thunk? Ash Forest looks pretty interesting. I haven't fought on it.
Is terrible.
Is it terrible? That is okay. That is terrain. I didn't see the terrain at first.
There's like a couple good base spots, and that's it.
Has anyone done the new Star's End yet? The new Star's End looks nice, like on paper. There's like the two broken spots or whatever, like over here and here or something like that. I think it was here.
Random fences you run into.
Yeah, but I don't know. The circular are there safe zones, AIDS bases, and is it not cancer to cross? That's like the three things that make a good Nodewar zone. Glish is like the perfect one. There's no cancer bases. There's only the one safe zone, but there's plenty of spots you can build where you don't have to fuck with it. And I don't know. I think especially after this change where you can't spawn in safe zones, it's gonna make some of these places so much better.
I just like it when I can PvP. I don't have to fucking play Mountain Climbing Simulator to go up and then just get fucking decent kill, and I just want to fucking kill myself.
Mm-hmm. But you don't want to have to. What is it on? And Kato Coast, you don't want to climb the rock that's in the southern region or whatever down here. Like you have to manually climb up to kill people.
It's so ass, man.
That's the other thing that really fucks a lot of the metas and stuff entirely is when the terrain is as drastic as it is, range classes become even stronger. Like, what am I gonna do as a warrior against an archer on a rooftop besides die or run away?
Elevation is fine to a certain degree, but like some of the Medai nodes are just miserable. Some of the common nodes are miserable because of the elevation.
It's really just common. Medai doesn't have anything too crazy like in the Nodewar zones. Like some of them are just unrealistic to build a fort there. You can, but you're not going to get anything done, you know?
Canyon has a
Also,
couple
now
of
everyone knows
ace
where
things.
J5's farm
Yeah,
is.
it does. But
Yeah.
but if you're getting pushed in there, like if you're in there, you're kind of dicked. You know what I mean? Like, sure, if you're holding the high ground and you're holding outside of the base, you're good. The second that they get you to the base, you're donezo.
How many nodes have bad elevation? Oh, too many.
Too many. Yeah, that's the true answer.
Also, can I
oh,
talk
it's
about
a
this change
C4.
that we don't complain about enough? That I
Hmm.
want them to revert it? Can we just go back to the old ping system?
Oh,
Yes,
God,
please.
Yes.
Please, bro. Please.
The ping limits suck
They
so fucking bad.
I asked so many times why, and it just seems like that the reason why is because fuck you. Like,
Listen, if anybody listening here is going to that PA event in New York on October like 13th or whatever, just get on your knees and beg for the
and
ping system.
beg, please.
Just
Yes.
shout at them until they do it. I'm sure that'll work.
Uh-huh. Wait, did you say New York?
Yeah, it's in New York
Yeah. it's in New
Yeah,
York.
There's an
offline event.
when is that happening?
in October, right?
October, yeah.
Oh, I thought there was the Las Vegas thing. I didn't know about the New York thing too.
Las Vegas is TwitchCon, isn't that?
Yeah, it's TwitchCon, but yeah.
that's separate.
Well, they're doing a lot of offline events. Like they had one in Seattle, I don't know, a month ago or so.
Yeah,
They're
the
doing a lot
second.
of offline events. So that was one of the things that they announced at Calpheon Ball that I went to. Was
I'm not
that,
going though. I would not be
They
attending.
did offline events.
Some of the most unhinged people I've ever met online have been through BDO. BDO
Yes.
players are fucking actually mentally ill, myself included.
Myself, you have to be to play this game.
Yeah,
We
you
all
got to be
have
kind of
problems
fucked
here.
up in the head to put yourself through the torture of
Yeah.
enhancing.
Yeah. And not enhancing and grinding. Yeah. Let me do something
Also,
I
yeah.
hate for hundreds of
Let's talk
hours so that
about-
way I
let's talk
can
about-
maybe
actually,
have fun in
let's go to
PvP.
Good PvP content. When are we getting EU versus NA or NA versus South America? Do you know what's going on in Korea right now? They have
They're doing the Japan and C and stuff like that,
it's
right?
the Asian Super Nodewar tournament. Come on, that sounds so fun.
It's
Like just the amount of shit talk alone sounds.
where
fun as
is
fuck.
it? Is it in here? It sounds like a banger. Like I remember when they first announced it or whatever. I think it might be in this video.
Like, dude, our ping is so ass anyway. Unless you're in California, we'll just suffer through even worse ping. Just give us some. Give me some new.
Well,
people
they
to
were
fight.
talking about moving the servers, which will suck
I
for
don't
me 'cause
care.
I
That's
do
not gonna.
It's not happening. You cannot. You
I
can't
don't
tell
think
me it's
I hope
happening.
it won't, because I live in California. I benefit from that.
Man, fuck you.
So I don't want it to
Man,
move.
That Super Nodewar tournament sounds so much fun.
Mhm.
Like, dude, I would love to talk so much shit to the other regions.
That'd be great. I mean, even with the ping disparity, right? Like, it's gonna be like a
cares?
one-time event or one in here and there. Who cares if it's laggy? Let us do it.
Nodewar and Siege is already lagging. It's whatever.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it. Just give it to us.
Hold on.
General trying disabled in cross-region tournament. Yeah, I wonder why, Grabler. So I mean, speaking of cross tournament, if I'm just gonna this may be a big if for some people. If War of the Roses is not laggy, do you think it'll be fun? That just nothing else, just fun. Do you think it'll be fun?
It's such new content. I feel like it's impossible to tell.
I think it's gonna be fucking awesome.
I think
honestly.
it was very. I think one of the best things they did was
Zone's
add the
too
water
big.
content. Oh yeah, no, there was, but you have points throughout it, so I don't know. But like I said, one of the best things they did was add that water content, like the boat content, because it's so unique and it gives those fucking losers something to do. So there's that.
Bro, you're so mean to the little sailors.
I do not care. All they do is come in Nodewar and just cannon their own base like it does anything. Boats are fucking gutted now.
Boats are good. Okay,
The
so
fucking Navy or whatever, yeah.
Actual losers.
I heard somebody say that they don't think it's going to be fun. If, again, this is just keep in mind, maybe this is a fucking pipe dream. If it's not laggy, why do you think it's not fun or won't be fun? God damn it.
How big the zone is.
Yeah, but it's
Running around the whole time.
you're not going to be just okay. So that's the thing, though, is you're not spawning all the way home every single time.
Here's why I don't think it'll be fun though. They did not tell us that they had any sort of algorithm for fucking team balancing.
Okay.
Cho and Digi aside, dude, what if your average gear score on one side is like 680 and the other is like 730? That's gonna be miserable. You will be getting destroyed for like 2 hours. Just farmed.
Just
Honestly.
Okay.
if they said, hey, we have like we've been doing some coding and shit, like figuring out how to
You really
balance
don't pay
your
attention,
teams,
do you?
but there's no fucking team balancing.
There is.
No, that they said that
Okay.
there's no way
What?
because
What was the team? Hold on. What was the team balancing, Panda, that you think you saw?
You have to be 680.
Well, that's not balancing.
Team balancing?
that's
You have to
not
be 680
balancing.
plus.
That doesn't matter, dude. 680 and 730 is 50 gear score. No 680 gear score player is beating a 730 gear score.
I don't think that they would. I don't think the new content they would literally throw it away and turn it into an RBF where one side gets 300 people and the other side sitting at like 175. You know
It
what I
doesn't
mean?
matter about the numbers because they already said they balance the numbers, right? Because they have the reserve
Mhm.
system.
Yeah.
The
So I'm pretty
question
sure if they
is-
have some type of reserve system, they're also gonna have some type of system where it's based off gear score, right? Like you have somebody who's
I can- I trust
760
them. They
signing
did
up,
not
and then
explain
somebody who's
anything.
680. I'm pretty sure the 760 is getting in.
Do not know about that, especially when
I,
doubt
they
we're gonna
they
be
said
having
it's
15
completely
players right there.
random. After that, they said once you sign up, it's going to be random. Considering how every guild, other guild and show and Digi struggles with ball movement, the captain is going to be insane managing this many people. So I think essentially from what I understand, the captain selects lieutenants and the lieutenants are in charge of like a group of people. And then I don't know if they're squads or if the lieutenants are the ones who handle the squads. But it's something, if you go too far away from the lieutenant for too long, I think you get punished or something. It's kind of like how, what game was it? There was another game that was similar to that where, I don't think it was squad. Where if you're like too far away from your leader, you get punished, which is the only way they can semi-control it. And it's also going to be a thing of like, it's going to be like New World, I think initially, where you're going to have a lot of people like really in and out, and it's going to be really funky and whatnot. I plan to.
Do you have to push your castles at the end?
Yes, I think so.
Oh my
I think that's where the bosses
you
are,
have-
right?
you
Is in
have
the
to kill-
castle.
yeah, you have to kill the boss at the center of each
listen.
castle.
I think that's when it's
600
going to be
people
laggy.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no
I'm gonna
I-
dip out, Johnny,
What?
for a bit.
All right.
I'm gonna dip out. I'll catch you later.
Peace. Thank you for jumping in.
Yeah.
I
I'm also
think.
gonna leave. Join Succubus. Best guild NA. Bye.
Bye. I
Sounds
think
good,
in
guys.
peace. I think in any of this red area, I think it's going to be fairly fine. But I do think in the like here, as soon as the bridges start happening, oh my god. Oh, I didn't even realize this. This 300 people have to push across this,
That's what I'm 600
or
people.
600 people.
Be on it. 300 people pushing on
Can't
it.
you just boat to the back? There's ramps at the back.
Boat's going to carry like 15 people.
Johnny, we're gonna make archers and we're gonna sit on the front of the bridge.
Oh,
And
yeah,
we're just
that's
gonna rain people the fuck down.
That's all
bro.
I'm doing. I can't wait. I'm just
That's
gonna
it,
hold
baby.
Z buff and class buff until I see those people push across the bridge. I'm just gonna start spamming my skills, baby.
Johnny, I'll accuracy buff you, bro. I'll be on the Valk.
Oh, thank you. And then I'll let you BSR and just snag all the kills. That's how that works,
Hell
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Normandy landings
As soon,
and BDO.
as soon as
I'm
they
ready
come up,
for
bro,
it.
I'm dropping the belt buff and we're vacuuming the bridge and smashing them.
It's the thing
Are
is,
there cannons?
I think there's the tanks.
Are there cannons though, and like ballistas? Because I see a lot of islands all around one base, but not the other. I kind of done something balance.
Both of them have a lot. I mean, this one has like this and this, this.
Yeah,
I
we
guess
gotta
this
think
one
about
has like
cannon
all of
distance.
here. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if you get combo, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
You're literally fucked. There's one way in and one way out. That's it.
It's gonna be. I don't know. I'm optimistic that it's gonna be fun. Somebody said Normandy landings. I think it's gonna if this is Cho, right, and you land your boat on Cho's fort, it's gonna look like Normandy. It's gonna look like Normandy Beach. It's gonna be everyone jumping off their boats and getting instantly gatted down by MG42s, aka Rangers and Archers. That's what it's gonna be, and it's gonna be disgusting.
Also, now I'm looking at it. I kind of go with everyone. It's just too big for 600 people.
Yeah, it's like
Think it's
gonna
too
be
big.
yeah, you're not gonna get any good.
Well,
It's
there's
definitely way
many
too big.
There's too many points. Like
Yeah,
there's too
that
many.
too.
well,
like-
there's
Count how many points there are.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 squads of 20. So there's 8 balls of 20.
I think what they're trying to do, to be honest with you, if you go back and look at that picture, Johnny, is they're going to make it more small scale individual fights versus having just a big 300 versus 300.
Yeah, I think
like
that's
a
what
giant
they're aiming
fuck you
for.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That is
individuals.
the issue because
You-
they did not explicitly tell us there is any. Sort
Yeah,
of
but you can
gear
see
score
the-
balancing.
If you look at the thing, right, you see the individual castles. You have to dedicate teams to defend each castle, right? So there's going to be individual fights happening at each of the castles.
Mhm.
So you
But-
put your worst team on the front-facing castle.
In the back,
Yeah.
you put your worst team in the
Yeah.
back, and you put
Well,
your best team in the front, and they
yeah,
just
yeah.
munch.
I think this
Yeah.
is going to be a system of if you want to take this in the red, you have to own one of the greens. I think it's going to be one of those kind of systems. Like I don't think I'm going to be able to just like boat over here and snag this. I don't think that's going to be a
You
thing.
have to do it in order, probably.
Yeah,
No,
which
you know
makes it
what
a
you-
lot. That makes it a lot better because then
They-
if we take this, then it's like okay, so we send 4 squads here and 4 squads here, and then you have the 160
why wouldn't-
people
why
each
wouldn't you
one or
just
whatever.
over
They
200
legit,
people?
they talk about in the dev commentary, if you like take a point that's like further back, you get all the ones in front of it as well.
Oh,
You can
ew.
backdoor them. Yes.
Here's my question though. Then
Yeah,
why
Johnny, I
wouldn't-
win those, bro. Let's go, Johnny.
Okay, that's all CC
Why would-
does.
Why wouldn't you just 200-man death ball?
You could 200-man death ball. I mean, the only instance
why
is that
wouldn't
if
you?
because if you 200-man death ball, because this is similar to like squad or whatever, right? If I have a 200-man death ball and I get backdoored capped, let me go back. If your 200-man death ball is in green and they send 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, and they have all these nodes instantly before you can take one.
You're also forgetting about the 100 people that are defending.
Oh yeah, so you have like 100 in the back and then a 200-man death ball roaming. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and
could do
if-
something like
and then
that.
the-
If
the
this
200
game
man-
mode is a death ball, it's dead on release, bro. It
And
won't
then
be
what is
fun.
it?
If
You-
it's
what
not a
you
death
do,
ball and it's
you
skirmish
just look
fights,
at
it'll
the
be
map.
fun.
You just find the most optimal route. You ignore the other buildings. You just only go with the
Yeah.
most optimal route.
You know what else it could be too? It could be that if you take each one individual, you get buffs to add to your thing or something. They could do something like that or debuffs.
Well, they said that defenders on the points will have a buff.
Yeah.
So I think what it's going to be is you're going to have like one squad here, and if they roll 2 squads here, they'll have enough buffs to theoretically defend it. So I don't know how that's gonna work entirely. I
Because you
think
see the 4 castles right in front of that. Like above
these
where
4.
Yeah, like you don't need all 4.
No, you just need to capture this one in green, right? And then you got all
so
4.
like- so who gives a fuck about the other ones? You 200 death mall through it.
Oh wait, no, hold on. What's this chat? He's literally saying something about. Are you sure that he said that? Move, you fucking Olam's golem. Like connecting bases because there are advanced bases each. I think it's saying that you have to can occupy step by step. And when one side is too powerful, the middle of the connection sectors can be cut off, leave room for reversal. Oh, so it's the middle. I think it's just the middle.
Thank you for following.
I think it's just this
middle.
one that can be taken.
Oh. I don't even know. We'll know when it comes out, but it is.
Yeah, we'll
too
find out
cool.
when it comes out.
Like, because you see the top
Thank you,
right
Dragon
corner,
Drop,
why
for the
there, like,
follow.
100
Welcome to the
people
stream.
just there. In the woods.
Yeah, there's
That might be the respawn for the mercs or whatever, or the
Oh my God,
outside guild.
That's so cancer.
I think these are platoons. I think this is like the captain POV, and these are like the lieutenants, like where they are.
Oh yeah.
Because that would make sense, right? If you have your lieutenant set up. Okay, this is something that we haven't talked about it in a second. Please, PA, give me the chess pieces over my head. Please, let me assign those. Please. We talked about them when you guys did the shitty ping system forever ago. Let me put a chess piece over my goddamn shot caller's head or my BSR targets. Thank you.
Or the shies.
Or shy, whatever it is, right? Like you put the king over the shot caller, you put rooks over the zerkers, you put knights over the shies, whatever.
Just tired of watching DVOs for like 90% of the Nodewar chase shies down.
He's just screaming for shies. Where are they? Or just like the old WoW icons for raiding and stuff. That'd be great. Just something
Yo, I
similar.
just realized too, if your side doesn't get enough shies and the other side does, and they can provide like a shy to every fucking plant.
Oh, you're fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, something they mentioned is that you have a 680 gear score requirement to get in. I talked to some Chai players today because I was like kind of doing napkin math real quick. If you have a full DP meme set, you basically need a pen wheel as a shy to get in. So if they make it so that you can't switch gear, it's going to be hard to get shies in this mode.
Good. That class is broken.
Good. The class is broken, but it's gonna make it that much more easy to have one side. That much easier to have one side just stacked with shies and the other one not. Because 680 is pretty hard to reach for DP memes. So I don't know.
Preferably they just disallow
Also-
the fucking class from the game mode. But
They need to start banning people when this shit comes out.
for.
There's so many trolls and hostage takers.
Depending on how like the objective system works, if there's like objectives based on kills, or like even just like one plat take over another fucking region or like another castle or whatever the fuck, and like it's just a plat versus a plat, bro, and those plats are in comms together and they can just like trade off objective points to each other to fucking farm rewards and shit, that's gonna be cancer.
Also, if the rewards are based on like points you get in the game itself, not just W or loss.
What's to stop like a bunch of people? Because you can't kick people during your
Well, that's already confirmed. You get rewards to like spend at a shop. This was like during the Kafian Ball or Heidel Ball or whatever the fuck that they said it during that.
What I'm saying is like even more extreme. It's like because you can't kick people, right?
No.
So what you do is like, oh my god, Cho, I'm on Cho's side. Motherfuckers farm me at Gaifen's. You know what? I'm gonna just take the whole thing hostage. We're not gonna take the point, or we're gonna fucking troll. You're gonna always get backdoored. Like, well, what can you do? You can't punish them.
Yo, you know what they need to do? You know what they need to do straight up? PA needs to make it a draft system, and if they don't want it to take all night, even though it literally already will, because you get to start like setting shit up at midnight the night before.
Shut the fuck up.
They just need to make it like a mini draft system where you could like draft 10 players at a time, and then the other side can draft 10 players at a time. Easy.
Twice, you've got probably the worst Guitar Hero gameplay I've ever seen, bro.
So
hey, fuck you.
So you do like New World, but like a 10-man draft system each way each time. You're picking your NFL team before every War of the Roses. I'm ready.
Yeah, or like pick a plat every time. I don't know, something just like something to make it so that like one side isn't inevitably gonna get gear checked.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm starting BDO DraftKings.
And I'm sorry, but like 680 is just a little too low. Like
I think 680 is too low, to be honest.
Because like a 680
I don't think it's low enough, guys. I don't think it's low enough.
Are you 680 Blur on your?
On 691.
Okay.
But like what's a 680 player gonna do to Divios?
Nothing. It's going to be you're going
what's
to
10
see
680 players gonna do to Divios?
Yeah.
It's still nothing.
It's going to be the instance though of there's going to be some players that end this with what's the highest title? There's Ultimate Weapon, Stormtrooper, and Special Forces, right? Which one's the highest? Is it Ultimate Weapon? What is that at? Is it
301?
301. There's gonna be like 10 ultimate weapons, and then it's gonna be like 5 special forces, like a bunch of stormtroopers, and then just people going 192, and it's gonna be miserable for those people.
Yeah, they might just leave. I wonder if there's a penalty for if people leave.
I think that's
with
what
random people just like joining.
I think that's the deposit. I think that's what that is.
It's the 500
but like, who
mil.
cares?
That's
Bro,
it.
500 mil is nothing.
They should make it simple, right? If you leave early, you don't get to sign up next time.
No, that's stupid. Because what if you get fucking DC'd because the servers are so?
No. If you DC, that's different.
Come
That's
back.
completely
How do they?
different, yeah.
How do they tell
like
the
somebody
difference?
somebody goes to Heidel and doesn't fucking leave.
Yeah, your HP doesn't move for fucking 20 minutes.
No,
Your ass is done.
Let's say the servers are shit because they will be. You're constantly crashing.
Yo, I actually can't counter you, bro. Every time you have a negative statement, get the fuck out of here.
Well,
Is this
okay,
shit
hold
crazy?
on.
No,
So
you know what? I have facts for this. You know how? Because
Go
AOS,
ahead, hit me with it.
you disconnect on the last game of AOS, you reconnect, you get a fat minus 35. Even though you concede on the last game.
True.
So how would they is it going to be like a thing of if you don't reconnect for 5 minutes? I mean, I think that would be fair. If you don't reconnect for 5 minutes or something, or you're not back online in 5 minutes, then you could. But if you like disconnect and you're just instantly punished, ooh, that's gonna be rough. By Darnish. I don't know how they, or yeah, internet. I mean, if your internet goes out, that's gonna be like a one and done. Like that sucks, but you know they just have to do that. They need a punishment system if you just leave, young stump.
500 mil. Instead, they should raise the gear score, Rec. Make it 2 bill. Make a smaller area.
Because there's also going to be people that are like that will go there and only be able to stay the hour and a half and then be like, oh, I got to go pick somebody up or I got to go deal with some shit, you know, and then they're going to grief essentially.
Yeah, but then they just should get kicked and lose their money. I mean, it's the same thing of Node Wars, right? Like if somebody joins your Node War and they're only there for an hour and a half, you're going to kick them from your guild if they do that consistently, especially.
Yeah, but it's different though because we can actually see that in this system you won't be able to, you know.
Also, the guild master could just kick that asshole.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a thing of in this, since we don't have guild masters to do that or anything like that, the punishment is if they leave, they just get CM money yoinked or some shit, right?
I think that's too extreme. They just need to raise the 500 bill. Like that guy said, is nothing. It needs to be a substantial amount that will filter out the shitters. At the same time, the people who come, they'll just do it because they don't want to lose the money. It's just not worth losing that silver. Or it doesn't have to be silver. It could be something else.
True.
Just make it 5 bill.
I think the biggest way to make this game mode DOA is to make it not have rewards. Because I think people are so focused on rewards that if you told them, hey, there's this 2-hour thing of PvP, they're going to look at you and be like, all right, I'm listening. And if you say no rewards, they're just going to look away. It does not matter how fun it is. It could have 0 lag, be super balanced. This is a pipe dream. This ain't happening. It could be super balanced, a ton of fun. There's no bullshit. And people won't do it because there's no rewards. And I don't fucking understand that. Why the fuck are you playing a video game if you don't want to have fun? But like, people don't. And so I think you're going to need that. And maybe it's the old case of you have the cat mouse system where it's all the shitters who just want money show up so that they can get farmed by all the people who want to go there to PvP. Well, it might be like that, which I assume is what it's going to be. But if they don't have any rewards,
I mean, I want the PvP out of it. I know you do too. And I guarantee from both guilds and the other two, Corrupt and I'm sorry, not Corrupt, Digi and Cho, there's going to be dudes in there that are like, yo, this is going to be a smash fest. Like, I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not up to you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, Digi and Show, yeah, but like the mercs are random, so
the mercs are random.
Yeah, but
Dude, did you think about that? What if
there's still gonna be guys that
you
participate?
What if you get bad RNG, you just don't get in for like a month, so you're just like, fuck, I'm never doing this shit again.
You joined Digi?
I think that's something that is going to be a thing. I think it's going to put an even bigger monopoly on the top 3 or 4 guilds. Because
I will say this. This will only be fun for the first 2 times they do this. I guarantee.
Think so? Okay. We'll hold it to you. We'll see. I hope you're wrong.
Ruined by politics or something.
How can you politic this though?
You
There's no
like,
politics.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way.
Also, like I said, I mean, you think 600 people are going to show up like 3 times in a row? Just like boring is lag. They don't want to fix every lag. They can't fix every lag. So just like if it's lag, it's just like it's like Siege, right? A lot of people don't come to Siege anymore because it's too laggy.
It's too laggy. I mean, that's fair. I still think that there's a large enough player base because we're considering only the Nodewar player base. The Nodewar player base is like what, 1,500 people or whatever ish.
And there's going to be a bunch of people from the T1 guilds too that are also going to show up, you know?
Yeah. And that's like half of this is that 1,500 people. I mean, that's twice as this. And so that's not even including randoms who don't normally PvP. Or maybe we even get some people who we don't see too often, people who don't know where but are in like BA rats. Like I think lifestyle.
There's a bunch of retired guilds that are going to be showing up. I already know that. They already said it. Like they're already talking about in Discord that they're going to go.
All right, Snake's coming back. They're going to try to hold Medaya Castle for 72 weeks straight. I'm ready. I mean,
you can't spawn inside anymore. They'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why this guy in chat is talking shit. Did I say I didn't enjoy it?
How can Ratboy be such a boomer about everything or doomer about everything at this point? You don't play the game if you don't enjoy it.
Anecdotal evidence. At one point, has Siege been able to handle 600 people?
Siege can handle 600 people if they're not in the same fucking area. Like we do 3v3s regularly where it's fine. It's fine. When we did the 3v3 where
this is gonna be fine.
I think
it was actually so smooth.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was us and Corrupt versus Digi Vented, right?
I was talking about the one before where it was where we took Castle, where it was Corrupt, Vented, and Digital and Castle versus Cho, EQ, and
it didn't
CC.
lag in Castle?
It only lagged in the castle. Inside it was the only place that lagged, and that's because there was like 400 people there all at once. But throughout the entire field fighting, it was super fucking smooth.
I still think it's going to be
just you enjoy the field fight for this, and then you just fucking log off.
Yeah, I think it's going to be do not enter the green boxes if you wish to have fun. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, but it'd be pretty cool if the boss inside, the monster itself, had drops, so then everybody's going to be rushing for it, you know?
Oh, God.
How tanky do you think the boss is going to be?
Like a motherfucker. I think it's going to one-shot the fuck out of people.
I get a 20-man plat on other lawns, bro. I think I can do it.
You just have
you're just gonna lawn the fuck out of the boss.
You have the boat just like drive you up to the island, and you just Air Force lawn into the base.
It's literally like an entire
mid Siege.
I don't know
Because if that's the case, why don't you just get like 2 plats of full PvE spec retards, get a boat over?
Yes, bro. Like, can they fucking
backdoor
Can I
the?
use fort repairs on the fucking NPCs? Like,
Yeah.
eventually, I'm killing it.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
Blair has a good point.
um,
Yeah, just make them full PvE spec run fucking.
Just
yeah,
full
I got all the
sprint
lawn,
into
I
it.
got all the lawn bros. Like, come on.
Well, how does the castles work? Do you have to have the last castle to be able to attack this one? Is that how that works?
Feel like it. It wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah, because then you
Yeah,
can't
but what if you-
totally
They
backdoor.
didn't say that though. Like, I feel like they would have said that shit.
The
Like, they just said it was a fucking mob, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if I can just go fucking.
Is there a
whack the mob a
CTG, by
little
the way?
bit.
I don't know. We don't know yet.
You can teleport like individual plats. They talked about that.
There's probably not going to be CTGs though. You might be able to teleport plots probably
Yeah,
between the points,
that's what they
but
talked
Mhm.
about.
yeah, but I don't think there's going to be any CTG. You can't even CTG in Castle right now as is. So
Are you ready to get smacked by the mob and you just lose crystals? Are you ready?
dude, what? Let's go, bro. I would literally yank off my crystal build real quick, go in there. Dude, you lose your crystals in this shit right now, bro, you're down like 10 bill easily.
Yeah.
Like gone,
Yeah.
instant. You're like, oh fuck.
Poss actually brings up a good point. It might work like WoW, where if you capture more points, the max HP of the boss gets lowered. Yeah, there's that winter map on WoW that works like that, right? There's probably more battle. Yeah.
So
that work like
Blair's
that.
onto something then. We get 100
He might.
lawns or 100 berserkers, all PvE spec. We fly in there and just spin, bro.
Just
spin like our lives
I
depended
am
on it.
fucking cooking. Like,
You get
I
buffs.
mean,
per
I'm down.
point. Wait, are
Like, I
those
bet you-
are those buffs for everywhere? I thought it was just when you're on the point, though. CJ, I thought those were just for when you're on the points. Here, let me see if I can find those. Go on with what you guys saying, though. Sorry.
I guarantee you the boss dies fast the first war. Shy's gonna walk up, Misty, dead.
Oh God,
Gonna
yeah,
have-
you're gonna want to bring some shies
Here's
with you
the
too.
thing about PA: they do not play their own games, so they do not understand
I
how
don't even think they know
sweaty
that
we
Misty
are.
exists
Well, like
or what
how
it does.
how
Don't tell them.
disgusting-
It's a good thing. Don't tell them.
yeah.
Gonna walk up to the boss, Misty one, fucking
Like
kill him
we
in
are
30 seconds.
disgusted min-maxers. Every time some new content comes out, the first thing NAE does, what is it? We try to find a way to abuse it. break it.
Abuse
it,
the fuck out of
break
it.
Yeah. oh, every-
Where is it? You're
like,
not mentioning
holy
it.
shit.
You remember when they were doing the what was it? The sea monster hunting shit? Dude, that was like a really good mechanic that was kind of made, and then everybody abused the fuck out of it.
Everything in this game is the
Isn't
only
there an
relevant.
English video, Johnny?
Wait, hold on.
Where all the
From
stuff's-
Lawrence says, from G Labs, occupying each sanctuary grants a passive effect to the entire camp. However, in the case of the neutral sanctuary, it provides a powerful effect that is key to conquering the castle, and rideable ancient chariots and elephant troop appears. Oh, so you take what's the neutral? Hold on, let me go back to the map.
Yeah, it's
The
just
center- the
NPCs,
center
like
one.
The Gyphon one, you feed it BSR and you get the cannons.
What's the?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, right there. Go back a little bit. Go back until
What
you
are those
see
things
some.
at the bottom.
Yeah, let me.
Oh, those are no, those are buffs that the leader can drop on those
Dude,
areas.
what is that no eye one? Can I blind people?
Flashbang, a giant flashbang gets put
Flashbang.
over the
like,
map.
you got like an eye with like a slash through it. You can't see.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's gonna
that's
be.
the
I
one
think
that-
it's
it blocks the map for the other.
fog.
No,
components.
yeah.
no. You know what it is?
Blocks the map.
You lose all accuracy.
Oh no!
Enemy loses all.
I like to imagine it's like Nocturne, where it's just like the entire FOV goes to like 5, and you're like, yeah, I can't see anything. Everything's you have 5 FOV and like 5 feet of vision
What do you guys
Oh my
remember the
God.
old flashbangs from back in the day?
from like what CSS or whatever.
No, from this game. This game used to have flashbangs.
This game
back
had
in the day.
flashbangs.
Yeah.
Yes,
Still
they had.
does.
They
just
had.
don't work.
They
They don't work anymore, yeah.
We
You
have
go to the-
grenades.
Yeah, they're like little hand grenades that you can toss. And like back in Snake days or Man Up days, if you were a melee class, you would stand up top and throw flashbangs at players coming into the choke while range killed them. The shit was like, it was
Mhm.
really fucking
Also,
toxic.
I don't know if people know you can medkit people mid Nodewar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, used
a-
to, not anymore.
Yeah.
How,
you used to.
however, occupying each sanctuary grants a passive effect to the entire camp. Okay. However, in the case of neutral sanctuary, it provides a powerful effect that is key to conquering. So what's the neutral? I assume this orange outline means it's under attack. Are these the neutral sanctuaries? These can't be it, right? That would be 2
no
for
idea.
each side.
All I'm saying is, if by the way, like the buffs that the leader pops, why would you use it on anyone but your own guild? I would not trust any of these fucks. It's a waste of buffs. I would only be popping on my own guild, right?
Those are only pings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, where is this? This is a bridge. So this is at
Yes.
the castle.
Yes. Oh, go back to the Gyfin thing.
No,
that
they're
was
defending though, aren't they?
The Gyfin.
That's going
No,
out,
no,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's going out of the
back to
castle.
Picking it up. No, they're picking it up because they
Yeah.
killed the Gyfin bomb.
Because they fed the Gyfin BSR and it unlocked the chariots and ballistas.
Yo, that's hard as fuck.
Oh, okay. I do think these tanks look fucking
They
sick,
look
though.
fucking great.
Like you can say anything else about this
They
game
were
mode.
supposed to come out for Siege like
Yeah,
a year
years ago.
I-
Yeah.
I
we
can't.
never got-
Korea's had them for 2 years. Did you know that?
Dude, that one's going fast as well.
What?
Yeah,
That
Korea's
one's
had
the
them for
front.
2
You see
years.
that?
You
2
know
years
what
was.
it
It
is?
was like a month or two ago. It was 2 years.
Next
Yo,
thing
can you
know-
stand on the back and shoot it while somebody's driving it?
I think it's whoever's driving it shoots it.
No, listen.
Oh, that's
let's say
kind of
you're-
lame.
let's
That
say
should be a
you're-
two-person thing, bro.
Let's say your gear score is low and you're kind of bad at PvP, but you advertise yourself. Number 1 tank driver NA.
Number.
Wait, so
I'm
does
ready.
that guy with the ballista have to wheel it all the way from the castle?
Yeah, could you?
Wait,
That's just gonna take forever.
wait. Why are
That's another
the
range on it.
why are the boats a big deal in here?
Forever, man.
I don't know. I think
No,
it's.
listen, if you control the water, you have free access to the other side's wharf.
I think
so you
that's
can
what that
pretty much
is. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dude,
It doesn't give
I-
any buffs.
I don't know who brought up the ballista thing, but I can't wait to be like, yo, Jeff, what are you doing? Pushing the ballista still. Don't mind me.
Yeah, like
Jeff,
that's gonna
30
take,
minutes later,
like,
what are you doing?
half an hour
Pushing
to
the
get to the
ballista.
other-
Don't mind me. And then you get ganked by a 200-man death ball, and your ballista instantly dies. You just
No, or some
throw
news
your
that comes
table.
up 10% BSR.
Yeah, yeah. And you just get murdered. Your ballista's lost or dead. I wonder if
they
you can
should've-
steal the other side's ballista. I doubt it, but that'd be cool.
Someone is gonna figure out the most cancerous spots to place those. That's like impossible to fucking for you to attack.
Wait, I want to watch. I want to watch these guys PvP.
I really hope
They-
that
they
the
had no gear.
I really hope that the new shit that comes out. Oh, look, it's already a ranger. This is great. You
Oh,
already
on
know
the
what's
ground.
happening here.
He's doing it wrong.
Oh, he's done.
Did that
Why is
Musa
it-
just do the slow Magnus skill?
Yeah.
It's like spinning.
So Zerks do. Wait, this warrior just 100%ed. I could have swore he just did.
Yeah, he did.
There's
He
no
did, he
way
did.
he.
Yeah, he did.
Donk. Yep.
into slashing gold.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Yup.
Into slashing, y'all. Grave dig. Oh no, bro. Oh no.
Yo, how tanky is this fucking ranger? Hold on.
And
Look
all
at the
right.
Gear on.
That's not 680 gear score.
a
Get the
minute.
fuck out of here.
This is the
Brother,
old
they have
KR
GM
method where
gear.
they all run double Cadre and double ethereals.
No, that's 680 versus 740.
Mhm.
Not having a gear score cap at the same time is kind of monk ability.
Think you're- Whoa. Oh, that was an ability. Okay. Send a Griffin or a Calc monster to. Okay, you can send. This is just. This reminds me
Yo,
of.
look
This
at that
reminds me
shit.
of. What was the MOBA that Blizzard came out with?
BDO?
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes
It
of
reminds me of
Storm.
Heroes of the Storm with some of the mob shit. Oh God.
Yo, go back. Can you go back real quick? They actually
Hmm.
showed you some of the platoons moving around on the map. Like, no, go back the other way. You see the teams?
this
Look
way?
at them moving. Yeah,
This-
you see them? Not all of them are populated everywhere, right? You see that?
Yeah. Huh.
You see
I
that?
bet
Like,
you someone is already figuring out the most abusable shit right now that we don't even.
oh, we're cooking right
Look-
now. Don't worry.
Look at these. These have like Calc. That's a Gyfin. Do all of these spawn these things, or how does? What the fuck is this thing? Is that a ping?
So I guess the Odalita side gets the calcs and the other side gets like griffins and shit.
Oh,
Makes
so it's
sense.
like their representative faction
Yeah.
chitter.
Griffin's definitely gonna be way more fucking annoying than the Calc to kill, bro. I can already tell.
You can
Calc
already
is
tell.
underground.
He's gonna iframe everything.
Oh.
I'm actually pretty hyped for this. I think it's gonna be pretty good because, to be honest, like PA has been dropping the ball on some shit, but on other stuff they've actually been doing pretty good. Like I gotta give them credit. You know what I mean?
So the one thing that I am hopeful for is that War of the Roses is going to be insanely dependent on Node Wars and Conquest because of how you claim the leader, right? Like you need that those guilds to be able to get the points. I think they're going to put a lot of attention and a lot of effort into trying to. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to do a good job because we don't know yet, but I think they're going to try and put a lot of attention and effort into making Node Wars and Siege better, or at least more active. Because I'll tell you right now, KR Siege is non-existent, and maybe this is what they're trying to do to make it existent instead of like trying to do that for this. They're trying to do this for that. But it's the same thing with Node Wars.
Oh, you don't know. Some of the best comments to like all this, like including that tournament they're doing and this War of Roses. You know what they all said? Can't wait to see how the politics play out on this one. That's what the Korean people. Apparently, the Korean politics are like disgusting too.
Disgusting. That's great.
Yeah.
If anyone played Guild Wars 1, this is the large scale Guild Wars 1 GVGs, and those were hype. Maybe. How many of those boat guilds were even have 680 people plus? HOTS. Yeah, Heroes of the Storm. People are talking about it. What was the Ranger Tanky?
I hope when we push the castle, it's not like pushing like Bodaya Castle or anything. I hope it's like, you know, like Bodraxia, there's like a town built around the castle. I wish we push all the way through the town. I always thought that would be like some of the most cool.
Like a city siege, like a true city. That would be sick.
I know.
Yeah, but it'd be cool if it had like degrading things, right? Like if you hit fucking walls and shit, they break apart, or other shit breaks apart. That'd be fucking lit.
Yeah, I mean that's too much.
Yeah, I'm dreaming.
Yeah, but dude, imagine pushing through like a city and you have to work your way up to like the keep. Oh.
That would I would love that. That would be
imagine PvP in Heidel. That would be dank as fuck.
Oh god, it would be actual terrorism though with the houses. I mean, it'd just be like Valencia RBF, but instead of 50 people, it'd be 600.
You know how many rangers would be mowing you down?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Ludi just get 4 ultimate weapons in one instance.
Why are you throwing my dog under the bus like that, huh? What's up with that, Johnny? You throwing shade over there, bro? He's gaming.
What?
You throwing shade at fucking Ludi, bro? You act like he's gonna be a roof camper. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, if he's smart, he's going to be a roof camper.
No, you know what they could do? Just like during Node War time and Siege time, because it's in war, like the roof's on fire. So if you're up there, you're gonna fucking HP burn. So you can't just camp up there.
Oh, that would be a cool way to do it. That'd be interesting. You can't camp, but you can traverse them, use them as like little jump pads.
And then if you see a good angle, you go for the kills then and there. But you can't just fucking leave your character up there.
Talk about spawn castles. I just want to bring that up. Yes, we did a little bit, Quancy. Did we?
Are there hot air balloons that go into Kama, like that area?
Yes, there are.
I
think Kama. I don't like it goes to Grana and then it ends, or like fucking.
It doesn't go
Grana.
It doesn't go to those areas. Okay.
Nah.
Fuck, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you're trying to 200 IQ it. I see what you're doing. You're cooking.
Let's look at dude. The Air Force like drop.
You'd have to leave from like fucking Calpheon to get there to like even be on it.
Oh no,
that'll be sick.
It's the good old Kron Castle, Gyfin jumping or whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome king.
Oh no,
that was toxic.
Dude, that's when you do it with the Shies and the Lawns and the Zerkers, like you were talking about, right? You're just like, hey guys, there's no one here at base, and suddenly 200 people rain from the sky with hunter clothes on. Oh god, that'd be insanely toxic. That would require so much coordination, though. One thing I am
so funny though.
It would be fucking hilarious. That would be easily one of the top like video clips of like forever or whatever, at least in the last few minutes. One of the things I do plan to do is I want to add channels and stuff for the Nodewar Hub to make it so that if people want to do the voices in here, they can. Basically, what I'll just do is whoever owns Castle for the week, is the captains, you'll get a channel that you have full admin to, but just that channel, and then you can drag and kick people as you want, and then it'll be like a loading channel that people can jump into or whatever.
Wait, what are you talking about? In the Discord?
Yeah.
I think they should do it in the official PA Discord and then have like a mod sit in there.
No. That's not the play. That's not the play. That's definitely not the play. No. Don't even mention that shit, bro. It's not the play.
It has to happen because what's to stop some retard from just going mental illness in there?
Yeah, it's just gonna be what it is. It's like if you want to be in the comms, but it's gonna be the thing. It's not like New World where in New World it was, hey, if you don't join comms, fuck you, get out. You're not gonna war. But in this, they don't get to hold people hostage like that. And I think that's a bad thing. I think you should be able to. Actually, this looks kind of like what you're talking about, though, Rat Boy. It's somewhat city-esque. Like, it's open, but there's a ton of like high ground and shit you can climb. Or what the fuck? Who the hell built this? This is useless.
To be honest with you, even back in the old Merc system with this, it'll just be what it was. Like, we would make Discords on the fly. Like, instantly, it was just one big ass channel. You just post a link, everybody joins it. Because when you make a dedicated channel, too many people have access to it. All of a sudden, you notice around the Nodewar time or Siege time, the server starts to get DDoSed, and you're like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Well, yeah. We'll have to find out how that works or whatever.
About like the city, dude. There's so many like different, like you can almost break it down into areas you have to climb.
Mm-hmm.
Like the main force, yeah, there's lawns and shit.
I didn't even think about this, but this looks like a fucking blast to try to actually siege. Like, this is how I wish Castle was. I think Castle's a little too fucked in its current states, but like, God, this looks like a blast. You know, you just get over here on your Rangers and you just gat down people down there, or your lawns just using these as like ramp off.
There's multiple openings, right?
I think it's one path basically. Here, let me check.
Into the main area, there's like 2 doors you can get into.
Yeah.
For like the final push of the like ending.
Yeah, that's how it should be because it's 300 versus 300. Oh my god, there's gonna be like so much like actual fucking brain.
Looks like it's just one area, one choke to get through, but look at the terrain you can take. Like, you can have casters,
you can
archers,
climb
rangers,
and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
you can
but here's the thing. There's no guarantee that you have to go. Can't you just climb up to the left?
Yeah, I think you can. Here, let me.
You can climb up like everywhere, bro.
Like, no, to the next keep. Like, you don't even have to go around like the actual path.
So, he's saying just go right up the side, yeah.
Yeah, you could send like 4 platoons. You just fucking climb that bitch.
All right, platoons 1 to 4, climb this bitch for 10 minutes while we hold them, and you're just doing this shit up here.
Yeah, and then once you get to the close to the top, all of a sudden you look up there and there's a fuck ton of awakened Zerkers, rangers, and casters, and you just get mowed down.
This is
right
actually Normandy. This is actually fucking Normandy. Like, you just crawl up here and you just see people ready to gat you down. You're like, oh no.
Or like, yeah, Pegasus, like T10 Peggy.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit must be awesome.
Oh wait, can you go this way? What's over here? I've never been here before.
Yeah,
Johnny's
there's another entrance. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You can actually backdoor this bitch. You just also in your horses.
There's multiple doors to get into that like main area.
If you fuck up and leave the shit open, I can just run down
back
to your
door, baby. That's it.
Yoink. Here, CC. Panda, you're in charge of this one.
100%.
But
I wonder
there's
how
only one way up to like the main area where the boss is right there.
I wonder how it's going to work from a cooperative shot caller POV. Do you think, now this is going to be the fun part of it, there is 8 platoons, right? Or whatever, 8 groups of 20? That doesn't add up to 300. No. There's got to be more than that, but there's
16.
however 16, yeah, 16 plats of 20.
It's like 15 actually, 15.
That's what differentiates a good kill from a bad kill.
How are you?
I'll be able to control them.
Yeah, are you going to have like, yeah, math is hard. Is it going to be like, let's say Corrupt is like owns one of them for the day? Are we going to be like, yo, Panda, you are in charge of like plat 3 to 4? Or are we going to be fucking stubborn as piss?
I'm telling you from now, right now, as a shot caller, because I don't think CC's ever going to try to like push to be in there, but we're definitely going to be like a part of it. If like, for example, I get on it, Digi's obviously going to be one of them holding it, or Cho, right? If Roots hits me up or Loads hits me up and goes, I need you to run a platoon of 40 or 50 people, I'm doing it. Like, I'm just going to be like, yo, you tell me what you want me to do and we're going to do it. And that's it. We're going to get it done.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people would be down to doing it, but do you think it's going to be the thing of, do you think Digi's going to ego and be like, no, fuck, like they're never going to reach out? Or do you think they're going to actually reach out?
No, they'll reach out. I think both guilds will reach out, right? Because like they're
both
going to
guilds
grief
will?
themselves.
Okay.
They're
If
going
they
to grief
don't?
themselves if they don't reach out. Yeah, because like, okay, for example, sure, Loads is a really good shot caller, and so is Roots, right? I don't take that away from them, but you cannot lead like even a flex team, right? You need a whole separate group to be able to do shit, you know?
I agree. Yeah.
And for you to like micromanage that, it's too much. Like I think where the true challenge is going to be is how good of a macro caller Roots is, or Loads, or how much they listen to like a good macro caller, because there's hella good macro callers that are like old retired shot callers that just don't say anything anymore. You know what I mean? They're just chilling and like retired guilds or T1 guilds, if they get called out of retirement and they come back, it would actually be insane because like their macro, like their thought process behind like the actual war is nuts, you know.
I think there'll probably be like a couple macro callers and you're gonna have this is gonna be a fucking incursion. I liked how they talk about like we want to ease the access of getting into this. This is not gonna be easy. This is going to be like if Corrupt or whatever
listen, that's why that boat route is so good, because it's so direct.
And then you're gonna need a fucking pirate captain to take all your boats.
Yeah,
oh no!
If you think about it though,
if you have the boat, the sea route, but the other guys have to go.
But if you think about it too as a macro caller, if you commit too much to it, then you lose in the open field, right? So like it's
a trade-off. It's like having a big flex team versus
honestly,
a small flex team.
For like as an individual player, I think the most fun is gonna be Civil War. Like let's say like 20 of us like Turbulence guys get in and we like split 10-10 and we run into each other somewhere. It's gonna be so much fun PvP.
That's what I'm excited for. Like it already in Node Wars, right? Like I have friends that aren't necessarily in the guild I'm in right now. Like Sheepsies are oh Jesus Christ, it scared the piss out of me. I can't even think. I have Sheepsy's a really good friend of mine in Goon, and every once in a while I get to see him in a Node War, and that shit is lit. Like it's like, oh, I now I got to ego 1v1 this motherfucker, right? Like if I'm on my ult or something like that in a T1, that's so much fun. And then afterwards you can talk shit. I'm so excited to see friends.
I need like loads of roots to just go all in the content. Fuck the win, just go in all in the content. I want Neptunes and Shaky BA to sign up. They each get their own plat. Let's go.
No. All right.
Like, that kind of beat. What about these fucking content?
Yeah, that's my only worry is that happens. That type of shit happens where you get like friends that will join the content and they're like, we're not going to join any comms. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to do what we want to do. And it's like, all right, you're just going to grief the content at the end of the day, you know?
No, but like, I think like that's Shaky Bay plat and Neptunes. Oh my god, that's like actual content break.
I think that's going to be the thing of God, this plat looks, or this castle looks so much better.
I think people trying to force all 300 people in the comms together to do shit is gonna be what fucks it.
Yeah, no, but you don't have to force it. You don't have to force it, right? Like you're gonna say, okay, like for example,
Discord call.
Yeah, like for example, Roots hits up Johnny and Soggy, right? He's gonna say, okay, Soggy, I need you to command 50 people, right? So here's your 50 guys. I need you to be able to do this, right? And then Loads hits up whoever, right? Or hits me up and goes, hey, I need you to command 75 people and you need to go do this. And it's like, okay, and then we're going to be like, okay, well, this isn't working or that's not working, so we need to flip the plan around, you know?
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. No, what I don't want is like every single person on one side getting in a fucking Discord call and being a 300-man death ball, because that doesn't sound fun. If like the fights in this shit are more than like 60v60, it's not going to be fun.
I think the
like small scale fights.
I think the 300. I think it's gonna abuse the death ball setup, right? Like it's gonna limit you from being like a full death ball team. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna be able to accomplish much, and you're just gonna get rolled for it because you're gonna have 20 guys hitting a base over here that you needed to defend and hitting another base over here. And remember, I think for each of the bases, right, you get different shit. Like you get different bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like all of a sudden you had a 300-man death ball, you rolled through like 2 of the bases, but now they took like 6 bases and they're sending 6 bosses at your castle. Now you got to go back. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's gonna the smaller strat is gonna be what wins the fight, is because there's so many objectives to do. You know.
I think what I hope for.
I think that's.
That shit is like fucking freaked me out, bro. Like if this shit is like 100v100, bro, it's not gonna be fun.
I think it's like the 20-man plats is so good because
that's so good.
Listen. What if I'm leading a plat and I don't agree with a macro call or like the call, because what was happening in real time on this part of the field is completely different than what the guy shot caller is getting. Dude, I can make decision on the fly, and if my plat is good enough, maybe we can make a difference, and we don't necessarily have to listen to the call.
I think it's definitely going to be the instance of, I think the small games are gonna be it.
Well, fuck the win and loss. Give us the content. I need.
Yeah, but it's also gonna be the fact of you have to have. This is why I say you have to have a dedicated, like really good macro caller, right? You're gonna have one dude in comms with 6 shot callers, and you're gonna have like one decent death ball, right? And then you're gonna have all these small platoons, and you're gonna be like, okay, you know, is your 30-man platoon able to take this base, and this 30 platoon going to be able to do this base, and so on and so forth? You know what I mean? Then you're going to say, okay, you're getting zerged over here, you can't handle it. How many more platoons do you need? You need 2 platoons, so you're going to say, okay, team 2 and team 3 go to help team 1. You know what I mean? And team 4 and 5 focus on doing this. You know what I mean? You have to have like a crazy macro caller.
I do
the
think
rewards if the rewards are for like the objectives and shit are like actually good, bro, that's gonna be so fucking juiced too, man.
How long is this war? How long is it
2
gonna be?
hours.
2
2
hours.
hours.
No way.
I think-
2 hours. There's
I think
no
it
way.
has to be the thing though of I think what you said. I think it was you, Panda. It has to be the objectives are stacked, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That Calc boss or that Griffith boss that comes across the battlefield. That shit has to just fuck you.
Well, you
up
think about it,
so
right?
bad.
If you leave, all right, let's say for example I do the Cho strat, right? No cannon team, no nothing. You leave 100 guys at base to deal with anybody, right? And now on the other side you have like a dedicated guild, whoever it is, where they have all these little teams going on. You have 30 or 40 people pushing castle, right? They're not doing anything like specific, but they're just there. And then you have all these small platoons of like 30 and 40 man groups that are just stacking all the bosses and sending the bosses to the castle. That 100-man team is going to become overwhelmed, and then that 200 man death ball that you had rolling around, only being able to hit one fort at a time. Sure, like they're killing everything in their path, but they're not moving fast enough to be able to contest the other side, and you lose.
And that's what I was saying earlier, right? Like if you have a 200-man death ball that's like here, but if they're here, and here, who fucking cares? You just lose, right? Because they had their one to backdoor you. That's all they need. Like that, and then they're just gonna have 6 more forts on you because you lost this. You're not gonna be able to cap this green one anymore. So you just lose everything, and your death ball is stranded in fucking the middle of nowhere, and they have the people pushing down here. And
that's why when I look at this, just based on the picture and seeing where all the dots are at, that's why I can tell it's not a death ball. It's just people scrimming all over the place. So it's gonna be more like small scale content, which is like fucking great.
Which also makes it so that it's going to be a lot more class variety is valid, right? Like, it's not going to be like play Archer, Ranger, Caster, Shizerk, or Cry, or Drac. It's going to be like, hey, if you want to play Warrior because there's like 10v10s and 20v20s on, it's actually
Guardian,
not that bad. Like, I think that's honestly the best thing they could do is as long as it's like that, as long as that ends up being the format, I think that's going to be fantastic. Longhorn Finch, this going to happen. Actually, I want to do double pause comment real quick. Be fun if, for example, 20 Vagabonds got into one side and you can just have a Vagabonds plant and just have one guy sitting across comm and lead that plat. I think we might see things like that. Like, let's say we get Platoon. Like, the one thing to consider is going to be how split this is, and this is where it's weird. This is going to be where it's really weird, right? Let's say me and Soggy both decide we want to go War of the Roses, and I am on Kama and he is on the other one. Johnny, you're shot calling for the corrupt side. Soggy's calling for the other corrupt side, and we have two. Like that's gonna be fucking great. Like for after how it goes or whatever. Because I'm telling you right now, I can't speak for everyone, but if I can take a corrupt ball and fight another corrupt ball, and Soggy's calling that corrupt ball, I'm gonna ego the fuck out of that. I'm gonna
just check him one time and shit talk him. Bro, you already know. You already know.
And I already know Soggy. He's gonna do the same thing, right? Like he's gonna try to ego check me, and as soon as it's over, he's gonna be like, "That's why I'm the main caller, motherfucker." That's gonna make for the best fucking content. I'm so excited for it. I'm so fucking excited for that.
I really don't think 2 hours is enough time though for this.
I would agree. I know they're doing it because
way too short.
I know they're doing it, dude. I didn't realize this, and I don't really think about it for myself. In a lot of the other discords and stuff, because I like to reach out to as many discords as I can to try to get as many opinions and understand why people are as fucking stupid as they are. But sometimes they have really good opinions or facts or whatever it may be as well. Somebody was talking about, how do you node war for 2 hours? That's just a long time to do something.
Oh, they don't realize.
I'm like, 2 hours is not enough. I'm like, Siege can be 4, right? And they're like, 4 hours to play a game? I'm like, yeah, I fucking like video games, damn it. Like, I wish I had more hours, right? Like, I want to node war 7 times a week if I could, but I can't, just because of the way the game is. Tao, I wish we had more hours. Yeah, I wish we had more hours. I'm a fucking lunatic, and I'm not obviously the majority, but that's why they're doing 2 hours. Is this going to happen in 2 hours? I think it can only happen in 2 hours if the buffs from taking zones is disgusting. It's got to be like that. And if that's the
you
case,
think about it, if you go back to that picture, you can see the bosses that you get for taking those zones, right?
Yeah.
If every time you control a zone, you can send a boss, you know how busted that shit would be? Because then you have to have a bunch of people focusing it. Yeah, look.
Yeah, I think that's what it's just going to be. I think it's going to be that it's all about can you manage 2? Can I manage 2? Can Loads manage 2? Can this person manage 2 plats? And you just go. And then you have like that one macro caller who's sitting AFK in castle playing Command and Conquer.
It's going to have to be somebody cracked though, like somebody who
I don't think it's
actually
gonna be
plays
one.
chess.
I think it's going to be like 3. I think it's going to be 2 or 3.
You cannot have too many cooks in the kitchen. I'm telling you that shit from now. Like I can tell you from past experiences, like okay, for example, right? You can tell based on the node wars that we've done in the past who's doing the macro calling because you see how stacked one side of the team is versus the other. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you're like, why the fuck did this guild all of a sudden perform so well? And then last week they shit the bed. You're like, oh, it's because the macro caller changed. Like like you understand what a guild strengths are, right? The player strengths are and the composition, right? So like even you can tell like this is something that I guarantee that a lot of people aren't going to think about. If you hover over that map, I wish you could turn it like flat, horizontal, and look at it. The terrain is going to be different. So like on the flat zone, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all the archers there, right? With the Valks and some of the other classes. On the high terrain, I would put all the rangers and casters. You know what I mean? Like you put them all over the place. Oh yeah, you can see, you could do that. Yeah. Yeah, so like you see all that terrain, you're like, okay, you see how all the mountain hilly areas, but there's some flat zones in there. You just have different platoons or different groups of people throughout that area fighting. You know what I mean? And like obviously this is all like speculation. We don't know if it's true or not.
We're gonna find out real fucking. I think that first one that happens is gonna be such a shit show. I think it's gonna be just like New World, where it takes like 6 or 7 of these before we get it down pat. Maybe less, if we're smart. I think there are some really intelligent individuals in BDO who will cook some absolutely nasty shit in the kitchen. That
Let me tell you,
it's gonna be. There's gonna be like 1 or 2 of these, and then it's gonna be like Roots, Soggy, Loads, et cetera, just like fucking cooking stir fry in the kitchen and how in the fuck we get this shit going. And I am so excited for that. I love that. The one thing I am slightly terrified about is, especially if this gets a little bit more DOA, let's say Roots is red and Loads is blue. Let's say Roots has Roots, 1 or 2 other people, and that's it. If Loads gets the top 8 shot callers in the game, it's going to be a shit stomp. It's just going to be a shit stomp. Right? Like, that's all it's going to be. It doesn't matter how,
there's
how
more.
good macro Lord Roots does. He's just getting shit stomped if he has 1 or 2 good callers and we have all of them.
There's more shot callers in this game, though, than people actually like to give credit for. Like, there's so many shot callers everywhere.
I do think that there's a lot of shot callers that aren't shot calling anymore that are good. Like, I think there's got to be at least 5 or 6 in Cho that could pick up shot calling today and be shot calling in a Siege guild, right? I can literally name
you 13 in some of the guilds right now.
Damn. Okay. Well, maybe I'm just too zoomer to know, but that's fucking wild. If there's plenty of shot callers, that's really good. I would say that's a good thing.
But these are not like shithead shot callers. These are strategists. Like, these guys actually put a lot of strategy behind their thinking and play the game.
Well, I mean, there's even a couple people in Corrupt who don't talk often, but every once in a while they'll be like, we'll finish a node war, and then they'll just like drop something on the table. I'm like, where the fuck did this guy come from? Who invited? Like, where did the strategy guy come from? I've never heard him talk before.
Caller. Yeah, they were shot
and you could tell
like
they were either shot caller or they just like thinking about it a lot. And it's wild and it's cool. But yeah, that's a lot about War of the Roses. We're gonna see. I didn't even get onto any of this other shit. Holy cow!
There was fights back in the day that was over. Like, it was a guild versus a guild in a node war or something. But you best believe that the shot callers were fighting each other. They were like trying to like outdo shit that they were. I mean, it still happens today, right? Like, I'll tell you right now, I don't think Roots gets too much involved in it, but I know Digi does, Loads does. I'm sorry, and so does Soggy, where they try to put a lot of thought process behind like what they're doing, and like we all try to like check each other, and we'll type shit in general just to get in each other's heads, and it's the funniest shit ever because it actually works. Like, it's so funny, and it's so good content, you know. Yeah.
I'm just excited. That's all it is. I'm just fucking ecstatic. I think this is either going to be absolutely fantastic, mind-blowing content that's going to help revitalize the game, and it's going to be the new poster child of BDO. Everyone's going to be happy in the PvP scene, and it's going to be a great old time, or we're going to be depressed and sad. And there's like,
I love your optimization. There's nothing in between. You're just like, it's either full gas or fucking destroyed.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's gonna be. But yeah, I plan to get stuff ready in the Nodewar Hub in case we want to have those channels. If anyone ever wants to use those, I'm gonna make it so that.
Dude, I'm telling you, don't even waste your time.
If Digi owns, I'm gonna do this just for the fuck sake of it, because I know people asked already about it. If Digi wants a channel, Digi leadership just gets full access to that channel. They can kick, drag people into it, mute, deafen people as they need. That's just what they can do. And it'll just be like that for whoever's leadership for the week. What if once every 2 weeks is not enough? It's never enough. That's the answer, Sofa King. And then. Yeah, I mean, if we need more for the War of the Roses, then we'll do more. But if that's enough, then that's what we'll do. Also, tomorrow's Guild v Guild tournament, I will be shoutcasting for, which I found out tonight. Smile. Not the only one, but I will be calling with good old Blue. So that's exciting. No. Yeah. So
I'll pray for you.
Pray for me. I'm excited. I mean, I called with him during the Crystal Madness tournament and went just fine. But it starts at 12 PDT, which is what, 10 CST, 9. No, PDT is behind, right? So it'd be 2 CST, 3 EST. Is that right? Am I on crack? So. Can someone do math better than me, please? Here, I'll pull up this. This is 2 CST, 3 EST, 2
PDT. What's that? The
PDT is Pacific something time, right? Which is the same as PST.
No, I don't think so. PDT I thought was a completely different fucking. Yeah, see, it's that's 12. Oh, somebody said 12 PST. It's fucking like 3 o'clock EST. So
2 Central, 3 Eastern. Yeah. 3 Eastern. Okay, cool. 3 Eastern.
Yeah, because we don't. Is there still Mountain Time? Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's Mountain Time. So it'd be 1 Mountain Time. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no. 12, 1, 2, 3. I guess 4 for whatever that northeast Canadian region is.
PST is during daylight savings, and one's during daylight savings, one's not. So it just changes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so daylight PDT is daylight savings time, and then PST is standard time.
Yep. All right.
I rode the short bus.
Same.
Yeah, it's funny because I used to say PST all the time, and then GM Death from Keiko's like, it's PDT. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was like, well, we just don't use it. You know, we all just say the same thing.
I really, really hope this stops before Siege, but we'll see. Yeah. Other than that, that's going to be it for the stream because it is getting late and I still got stuff to do tomorrow. I plan to stream more now. I want to get video partners so I can actually be invited to these fucking things ahead of time. So I need to stream more because that's basically what I was told. So smile. I want to do more VOD reviews. I want to do more extra content as I can. If you like the podcast, you like any other content, please follow. Otherwise, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Panda, for bullshitting with me forever. Thank you, Tal, for chiming in here and there and helping out with time zone conversions. But otherwise, I'm gonna, yeah. Otherwise, I'm going
to make sure everybody keeps their cool in there, you know.
Yeah. You got to wrangle them if they're getting too feisty.
That's right.
Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and raid Bobo Buddy. Looks like he's doing some warrior bullshittery. He's a good warrior in show. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Thank you guys all jumping in again, and I'll see all of you later.
See y'all later.
He's not even playing warrior, bro.
Oh, he's on Sage.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Damn.
That's funny as fuck.
It's fucked up.